Hello and welcome to the Irish Hunting Podcast, the no bullshit podcast for the outdoor enthusiasts. If you're into hunting, fishing, fine wines and even finer foods, you've come to the right place. So pull up a chair. Hello and welcome to the Irish Hunting Podcast. On this week's episode number 56, we have Ben Blackford on, telling us about his experiences with hunting and how it's bringing him some positive mental health. On our Let's Talk Gear segment, it's the turn of the ATN 4K 5x20 night vision scope. And on this week's Hunter's Kitchen, we've a lovely little dish from the lads over at Smoke and Soul. Hope you all enjoy. Anthony Grogan, how are you getting on, lad?
What's happening, Brady?
Are you living the dream?
Oh, jeez, man, yeah, fucking. You can say my body language, I'm just fucking ecstatic.
You look like a lad now that is just in flying form.
Yeah.
One
of them weeks.
One of them weeks, yeah, you can fucking sing that. What's the story, any old crack?
Tell a bit, man, yourself.
Not a whole pile, man, not a whole pile.
What are you up to? You're doing plenty of travelling and working.
Oh, man. Just said to myself, like, today, like, right, and it just dawned on me. I was down in Limerick today working, and I pulled into Bird Hill this morning to fill the van with diesel. That was at 8 o'clock on Thursday morning. That is the third time I have filled that van since Monday morning. That's a fact.
That's some travelling, dude.
That's €370 on diesel.
Wow.
Fucking hell. And then do a day's work in between. Like,
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's not like it's a courier van or something. Oh, jeez, man. It is horrendous.
That would sicken you, all right?
Oh, for fuck's sake, man.
Easing off for the weekend out, is it?
Yeah, off now for the weekend. Thanks be the fuck, yeah. Going to go shooting tomorrow afternoon, I think.
Deadly stuff.
That is the plan. That's
the medicine, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely, man. I cannot fucking wait. I swear to Jesus. What's crack with you? You were out. Were you out since I was talking to you? Well, you were out since I was talking. Oh, yourself and Yanis were out.
Yeah, myself and Yanis were out Tuesday night. Yanis has been... I've been promising to bring Yanis out fox shooting for the last couple of weeks. He's... As we all know, he's a fox hunting fucking extraordinaire. So, anytime you can try and get him out and learn something off somebody like that is a good day, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Tuesday was actually a lovely day and lovely night. It was a little bit of a dip in the temperature,
crisp to it, yeah.
And it was going to be a dry night. So I had plans actually to go out again yesterday. Yesterday evening I was going to do 2 nights fox shooting because I hadn't been out I don't even been out fox shooting in months.
Yeah,
definitely since deer season opened. Anyway, I haven't been out, and before then, so. I knew there's a good few about because when you're seeing them during the day, you know, when the population started to creep back up again. So, yeah, we kind of, I think Yanis finishes up early and he does a bit of fox shooting during the day as well, which I wouldn't have thought, but he's good success at it too.
Yeah,
he's success at any kind of hunting he does.
Yeah, absolutely.
But so we went out. I think he called over about 7:30ish. I think he does a bit later than he normally goes, but I'd only finished up and so on. So we loaded up all the gear, had an hour coffee, and we didn't have to go too far. We walked literally down to the bottom of my lane.
Oh yeah,
and one of the local farmers actually came down. He's just checking on and he says, "Yeah, there's a couple knocking about now, you know." And he was telling he lost. About 5 or 6 years ago, he was telling us a story. I think out of 35 or 40 lambs, he was left with 17.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, lost a horrendous amount. But funny enough, the last couple of years, I know one of the guys across the way has started to thin them out, so that's helped, I think, reduce the numbers. And of course, then I'm picking up on the other side now, so hopefully that'll reduce that. But so he went on about his business. And we stayed just at the first corner, and I let out a few calls, and I said to Yanis, I said, this corner always produces something from some direction.
Mm-hmm.
So we waited there, just let out a couple of mouth calls, And sure enough, then 2 fields over, a set of eyes trekking across, but was kind of reluctant to come across the ditch. I came across and down to the bottom of the field and in where there was a lock of sheep at the bottom of the field, and you could see him weaving in and out of it, but was reluctant to come out into the open grass. So I just said, look, we'll leave him there. So to be almost guaranteed by the time we come back, go down the lane, come back up. So we parked in the Jeep, got out all the gear, walked down the farmyard, or down the lane, down to second corner, get out another call. Of course, thought we had something instead of eyes just peeking over the ditch. Hares, good few amount of hares.
Yeah, there's always a good few down there, isn't there?
Yeah. Seeing probably 6-7 hares, and like big lumps. And funny enough, I've heard stories of the buzzards actually seems to like hares, and there's a buzzard starting just to knock around now, which is worrying times for the hare,
Yeah.
So we just have to monitor that. But it went down then, right down to the very end. There's a double gate there, looking out into that field. And then there's a ditch, hedgerow, and you can see the motorway across. Actually, remember we called in that one across the motorway one night?
Oh, yeah. You went down that way?
No, you're looking across to right in the line where we were.
Oh, right.
You know what I'm saying? As the crow flies.
Oh, yeah.
But we're 2 fields back now,
Yeah.
So, again, I was letting out my best rabbit voice. And you want to see this thing horsing across 2 fields, man.
No way, lad.
Like a train. Giannis couldn't believe it. Like,
no
he said,
way.
Keep calling, man. So I was calling fucking, and came up along ditch, took a sharp right into the hedge, straight out into the field, straight about 120 yards, I'd say. So Giannis set up and took a shot, KO'd. He's some shot with that torch, man. Like, and,
Yeah, he does.
We left him there. I just said, look, leave him there for the time being. He ain't going nowhere. We had the thermal, so we marked him, and there was no bother picking him up. Walked back just 20, 30 yards, looked back into the field. Here's what we thought was another one. Turned out, we I'd no night vision. I just had my vortex and a small little torch just clamped to the top of it. Yeah. So a quick setup, but could see him on the thermal, this, and now he was good 250, I think. See him on the thermal, and then I just held the thermal over where the torch was roughly shining, and then picked on the torch. Couldn't see a fucking thing. Flick back off the torch on the thermal again. Yeah, he's there, fucking back on. Couldn't pick him up. I couldn't figure out why. Yeah. And Giannis said, it must be long grass down there. And I said, no. Because same thing, he couldn't pick him up either in the scope. So couldn't fucking figure it out. And I said, all right, I'll go back down to the double gate and see could I see him at that angle,
Yeah.
Back down and just looked out again into the field, let out another couple of little calls. Here's another one coming over exactly the same way as Giannis did.
No way.
Horsing down again.
Fuck off. Same fella or different
one? No, different one. So the one out to the left, we left there.
Oh, yeah.
And I said, Giannis, I think this one's going to come quicker than we're going to get him. So set up. So I set up, and same thing. Came out through the ditch, exactly the same run as the other one.
Go away.
Swung a hard left when he got into the field, and was making his way towards Giannis's one. And like that, very fucking, what would you say, fidgety. I got the torch on, couldn't pick him up for a second.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's different. It's not like night vision, but so it's a little bit of getting used to it, but old school.
Yeah.
And then, of course, I didn't have it set up properly, really. So I had to kind of fooster with it a little bit to get that next thing, boom, in he went. Seen the light and started to move. So picked him up in the scope. And clipped him, and he was, maybe 10, 15 meters in between, or 20 meters in between him and Giannis's one.
Deadly.
Knocked him, left him, went back, then had a look at the other one, and figured out why we couldn't see him. He turned around. It was a badger,
Oh, fuck, was it? Yeah,
so
yeah.
we couldn't see the
Yeah.
Yeah, so lucky enough, and that's the beauty of the kind of rushes and stuff. But when he came out into the slightly little bit of a break, you could see him then
Yeah.
full tilt in the terminal, so it was
Yeah.
grand. But yeah, turn back around. I don't know whether I've even seen the pictures or not, but
Big.
it impressed Giannis.
Yeah,
he was there.
they were huge.
Fucking hell.
The size of them, yeah.
Yeah, Giannis was big. It was a big a vixen, I think, and mine was a big dog fox, man. And I had a job. I'll pick them up, drag them over beside the ditch.
Yeah.
The fucking weight of them, man. I've often dragged smaller deers,
Yeah, yeah.
between the two of them.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, just big, healthy foxes. So yeah, look at back up the lane then, calling again. And yeah, went back down to the corner. Here's your man coming out through into the bit of the open, but kind of knows, and Giannis couldn't get the shot. He sat behind a tree for a little while, kind of knows, and called again, but had no interest in coming to the call. I'd say he was called over before.
Mm-hmm.
And just as I was doing that, looked up the way up the lane, and here was a little fox coming left to right, back up towards my house.
Okay.
So I ran to set up the tripod, left Giannis on that one. By the time I got the tripod on, I had to wait. He only had about maybe 15, 20 meters of a safe shot, if you get me, so you're not shooting up towards the houses, before he went into the ditch. And by the time I got the tripod set up on the thing with the light on, he had just sat, I could see him on the table, just sat in the corner of the field.
Okay.
And just when I set on the light, just dipped into the thing. So altogether, we've seen 7. We shot 2.
It's fair going.
Yeah.
Some amount of foxes, but the holy jeez, man.
Oh man, and within what, not a kilometre of fucking of my house, so didn't have to move off the lane. So yeah, look at good night and good crack. We had telling stories, hunting stories, the usual crack.
Yeah, yeah.
He's a wealth of knowledge, man. Just a wealth of knowledge.
Oh, he is, man. 100%. Yeah.
I love being in company with people like that. You're like a sponge, you're just learning all the time. So
yeah, 100%. Yeah, they take it to a different level out in Hungary. Like even just talking to him and some of his friends are like hungry out, like hunting out there it's oh man, it's. I suppose probably it's on par with like America. Like it's a huge industry for starters. Like the economy makes serious bucks out of it. There's even a college you can go to train to be like a professional hunter and stuff. So it's big business.
It's kind of like their heritage. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
it's funny. I seen a thing about pheasants today. How Shane O'Neill actually sent it to me. I think one of the kids down there did a history of pheasants. Like, and it's we should kind of adopt that approach. I think because it's ingrained in us, and I think the Hungarians have kind of really embraced that as part of their culture. They don't take it lying down. They don't suffer any messing. It's done and done right. It's done correctly. Mm-hmm. They don't have like we have over here, 52 different fucking organizations running to try and have 26 members each. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This type of stuff. It's all kind of, what would you say, focused on the one goal. You know?
If there was no organisation at all, it'd still be flying it like that kind of way.
Yeah, because they look after it, they do it right.
Yeah, absolutely. For sure, yeah. So it was a good all night, anyhow.
Cracking night, man, cracking night. We finished up early, at 11:30, which is early by our terms.
Fucking sure, yeah.
Now, of course, I was still like, I was there looking at him, did he want it? Now, it started to turn dirty at that stage. Yeah. Misty, rain, so... we called it just in time. So good night. 10 out of 10. Thoroughly enjoyed it. And I was home early, so everyone was happy.
Savage.
Yeah. So that was the fox hunting extraordinaire.
Deadly, yeah. It was good to see us getting out. I wasn't a bit jealous, you cunts.
No, we were having a little bit of banter back and forth. It was like the girlfriend doing the dirt on you there. But
exactly.
It was good. You would send me. I think you just sent me a picture of a pint, and I was there. I'm gonna send him something back. Smile for this, Giannis, and he was too delighted to get down the IHP.
It was just like a kick in the guts. It
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah.
God.
And funny enough, he had the hoodie, the HP hoodie on, and he said 15%. The minute he nailed the fox, 15% guaranteed. He said,
There must be some sort of a truth to it, man.
Yeah,
See,
yeah.
Bo George, he'd great success as well.
There
He
you
was
go,
able to
man. I'm
himself
telling
nice.
you, I'm telling you, they're built in.
I might wear mine tomorrow now and see what happens.
Yeah, the Rovins has the built-in tick technology. These have built-in fucking radar.
Yeah,
But,
accuracy included.
absolutely.
Yeah, just
Absolutely.
that's good, man. That's good. Happy days.
And then obviously, then I had Sunday was the huge day out with the trial.
Oh yeah, sure. That's between since then. Yeah, honest to God, yeah.
So yeah, that was a savage day. Just and a big shout out to the guys down in North Tip, working gun dogs association. That they fucking start to finish, man. We arrived down, set off nice and early, up early Sunday morning. I was bollocks, man, but like I was kind of excited, nervous, all the usual kind of. You didn't know what to expect. You know, it was kind of we spoke about it last week.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you weren't able to make it. You had a bit of a dose on you, I think. But yeah, I tipped on over to Salons, met up with Rob, jumped in, and Rob will try and take credit for it, but Laura made us lovely sandwiches and tea and biscuits and the whole lot.
Job.
So into the back of the van, and down to Lochderg, and pull in the van, and a few cars started to arrive, and I was looking. There was one dude, Michael. I think I put a picture of him up there. The best dressed dude in the fucking serious out, the tassels on the fucking socks and the waistcoat, and he's actually the gamekeeper, head gamekeeper for the island. Yeah,
right.
Brilliant crack, brilliant savage dude. Just great crack. You can see by him there's the head of devilment on him.
Yeah.
He's mad for the bit of crack. So, and all the lads, in fairness, what struck me was the by and large, like Pat, of course, met Pat and Ivan, and I actually have the jacket, the green tweed jacket.
Yeah.
I love the green tweed waistcoat and the lovely white checkered shirt with
Would
the tie.
you?
Yeah, it's cool, man.
Oh fuck no, man.
Yeah.
We're very different on that.
Definitely. It's the traditional dress. It's cool.
If I wore that, I'd kick my own arse. But go on anyway. Yeah.
No, all the or a lot of lads were wearing that kind of a.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was really cool. Kind of got me thinking. It's like a generation pass,
Yeah.
It's the real kind of traditional fucking hunting kind of community. But so I think it was 15, 16 people. There was obviously predominantly male, but there was which I was delighted to see. There was two female competitors, and all springers apart from there was one cocker, I think. So yeah, Pat just ran me through the what was going to roughly happen, and Ivan came over as well and thanked us for making the journey and the effort and so on. And he said, "Wait till you see what's going to pull in here." And next thing you see this thing shooting across the island, and this kind of boat comes up and this tail lift on her, and it turns out it was a World War II landing vessel for used in Normandy.
Fucking hell, man.
But here's the irony, right? So this thing has and can transport army tanks and army artillery and tractors over and back to the island.
Yeah.
But it's only insured to carry 10 passengers.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Are you serious?
So with that,
bollocks.
they had to put the speedboat on to carry the other 6. So little speedboat had 6 in it, and we had this fucking thing that could carry an army tank with 10.
Only 10,
you know
but 10
what I mean?
people. Yeah.
And I was just saying, like,
insurance,
isn't it? It's just gone fucking,
the whole place fucked up.
Fucked.
Yeah.
And the morning was savage. Like, it was real. There was a bit of a bite in the air, but it was sun and it was threatening rain. I said, "Oh fuck, man, I'm gonna get." But I had all the wet gear on.
Yeah.
And got a little program. Did a program made out, for each one of the competitors and the dogs and the breeding. Really, really well put together. And then on the boat over, then had a chat with, I think it was Vincent is his name. He's an elder statesman. I think he's the main man that's been looking after this particular island for He said 1960.
Be the Lord, yes.
Yeah, now it could be wrong, but it's definitely over 50 years anyway.
Okay.
On the go. So there's about, on the island, I think, between 8,000 to 9,000 pheasants released.
Jesus Christ almighty.
And I'm telling you, it's hard to fathom, right? It's
Yeah.
just, whatever you can dream of, you just multiply it. That's the only way I can describe it. But so you go over and you land up and you enter kind of like the opening field, and they've game crop planted everywhere. And I think there's a couple of houses on the island. It used to be inhabited, and there was church and school, I think, on it. But now there's only one inhabitant, and I think it could be him, but I'm not sure. But there's one inhabitant anyway that lives on it on his own
all year round.
Yeah.
Fucking hell, that is heaven, man.
I'll tell you.
I'd love that.
But it's owned by I think a German, and it's for this, so you can rent out. You can do like your driven shoots, and I think up to 8 guns as far as I'm aware.
Jesus.
But yeah, so they run through the kind of the rules and what the judges expect and so on. There's kind of very, very well organised, so it's split into 2 groups. 2 judges. Pat obviously was one of the judges. And Pat said, obviously fall in behind me because he'd keep me abreast of what was going on and so on and so forth, and what he'd be looking for as a judge and so on. And what happens is they split into the 2 groups. So they do the first run, and then Pat takes all the odd numbers, and the other guy takes all the even numbers, and then they switch. So each judge gets a look at each dog. So there's no unfair kind of. And then as dogs get eliminated, then when they come to the end, then they each have their notebook and their scoring as to go along, and they settle on first, second, third by I don't know the exact methodology of the scoring, but that's the general rules of it. So we take off into the first field. Michael, the well dressed dude, he knows the island, so he sets right. We're going to hunt this way here, go up and hunt back. So again, the dogs they're hunting into the wind, headwind, and then a tailwind, and then as some parts of the island are getting cheek wind and so on. So you get to see the dogs actually work on the wind, which is just phenomenal. And so we set off, and obviously the first dog, and like literally as we're walking in the gap of the field, man, you're looking at pheasants getting up out of the fucking crop, and I'm not exactly not just one, it's just like 7, 8 pheasants get up and settle somewhere else. No, it's just
non-stop.
It's just mad. It's mad.
Yeah.
So yeah, work in, and then the owner of the dog is obviously they're on dogs on the whistle, and they have to work the dog between. So there's 2 dogs working at each at a time. So they have to work over towards the other dog, but not obviously interfere with the other dog's work.
Okay. And
work left to right or whatever, or right to left, and so on. And then the judge is looking for them. As I learned as I went on throughout the day, I didn't notice at the start, obviously, but you're asking questions. They're looking for a dog not to have to take too much direction from their owner, so to kind of know what to do.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? So not hugely directed by the owner, but then on command, hunt the ditches. If they leave a bird behind, as happened with one of the dogs, they're automatically gone. So if they pass a bird.
Okay.
If they if they go too far, work too far ahead and rise too many pheasants, obviously that's they're down on marks, or if they interfere with your dog's work, again, and then if they take a peg, they're that's a no as well. So for anyone who doesn't, in other words, if they catch a live bird.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's so yeah. Then again, when there's a shot fired and a bird knocked, which didn't take too long, they have to obviously stop, and then the idea is that the dog goes straight out to the bird, collects the bird, soft mouth, and brings it in a straight line back without disturbing any other game, ideally. So a good clean retrieve, and all of them looked good clean retrieves to me, because any retrieve, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
again, as the day went on, you seen the difference between,
Good dog.
you know, because
an excellent dog. Yeah.
the dog that followed the shot right straight to the bird.
Yeah.
And without huge. Now, obviously, some of the dogs earlier in the day were stop. They'd follow the command left, right, and then they'd find the bird. But ideally, you don't want to have any direct, because in other words, you shoot on the other side of a hedge. The dog should be able to go back out, collect the bird, and straight back. So yeah, phenomenal. I think there was a nice few birds on the day. Not as many as you think, but literally, like, you go into one field, man, and I'm not exaggerating. 150 pheasants to raise.
Jeez, man, that's fucking bananas, fucking hell.
Yeah, it's just phenomenal. And then there's partridge there as well, but obviously with the bit of rain, the partridge don't fly in the rain, so we didn't see any of them. A few rabbits, and then obviously Rob was one of the guns. There was 4 guns on the day. He was one, Michael was the other, and there was 2 other gentlemen, nice guys. I just didn't get their names. And yeah, like, these were serious guns, man.
Yeah,
as they have to be. So if you can imagine the pressure the guns are under, like, you know, I wouldn't have liked it myself. I'm not a good enough shot anyway. But you know, obviously, if the dog puts up a bird, their owner wants you to knock it so that the dog has to retrieve. Yeah, because the dog is working like fuck here. Like, these are like race horses, man. They're not just like our dogs, you know, where they be working. These are working fucking like buzzing machines. Yeah, so that pace, you couldn't put that up all day. So I presume that the owners would want a nice clean retrieve and get it early doors before the dogs get too tired and wet and so on. So yeah, there wasn't. I think there was maybe 2-3 shots missed all day between the 4 guns, which was phenomenal. And of course, the other fella got, I think I have it on video, a left and a right, fucking hen and a pheasant, hen and a cock got up, left and the hen, right in the cock, knocked the 2 of them.
Oh, bother, yeah.
And the your man Michael, the head gamekeeper, saying, like, sure, there's no point me being here, no need. You know, it was phenomenal shooting, just phenomenal shooting. You know, even that part you get to admire, like, real shooters at work, you know. And as I say, then the dogs got whittled down to the best dogs, and yeah, it was phenomenal to watch. Like, as I said to you, the clean retrieve and back, and again, I think her name is Eva. I was walking behind her, and a big shout out to Gary as well, who was talking. He's he's 10 years training dogs, but kind of he came about. I think the guy's run dog training courses, got involved in it that way, and now competes, has 3 or 4 dogs himself. But if, look, a gentleman just fucking talk me through start to finish, you know, what to be looking for, what we're doing. Now, I had small bits of snippets of information from Rob, and because obviously Rob's father-in-law is one of the 4 dog trainers in the country, and Rob will be telling me about cheek wind, and so you're kind of he'd be asking me in between, we're having a break, do you see that? And you're starting to put 2 and 2 together, so you're starting to build a bit of knowledge. But there was one where the wind was on our backs, and so obviously the dog was working a tailwind, and like that, you could see it, like the change in its behaviour to suit the wind, and working it, you know, and you start to recognise the little traits and so on and so forth, which again, like, you know, you look at the untrained eye, as I still am, you'd be looking at just a dog working, you know, but just phenomenal to see, and this I can't wait to see, because I think Pat's dogs obviously are supposed to be phenomenal as well, so I said to him, someday hopefully we'll get to see his dogs in action, because it'll be an experience and a half. But yeah, we got finished up about 2:30. Got a real hard drenching halfway through, but did nothing to dampen the spirits. Had a good chat with with a few lads and when we settled up, and good few guys who listened to the podcast. Surprisingly enough, you know, I was talking to I had walked all day with Gary, and just at the end, chatting about kids and stuff like that. And I asked, you know, does kids go out and hunt and do dog work and so on? He said, yeah, they do. And I said, so do mine. You know, you were bantering, and so went out in the first, and he said, will you do much hunting or something like that? You know, I said, I'm after the trifecta this year, the Sika, the fallow, and I've said I've one fucking red. You know, I've one lad that's been eluding me for the last couple of years, and he says, oh, Jeffrey, yeah. So
he's watching, was he? Yeah.
So he obviously listened. Yeah. So there you go, mad stuff. And I said, oh Jesus, that makes you feel a little bit different, you know. But got the boat back across, and then there was the prize given. And talk about beautiful trophies. Ivan had a lovely trophy, I think, in memory of his dad, for a certain part of the prize, and I won't say what it is because I'll get it wrong. Mm. But they asked me obviously then to present all the medals for third, second, and first, and which I was honoured to do. And then I did go back to hotel and have a few beers and a bit of crack, and we cracked open the pot of tea, and there was sandwiches, and we had them on the way home, and happy out.
Proper job.
Yeah. Long day home at around 7:00, but a long day, but phenomenal day. Great. Start to finish. Yeah, big shout out to the lads.
Yeah, BJ's, that was nice,
and the
it?
girls.
Yeah. BJ's happy days, man. That was nice to get that alright, you know.
Yeah,
something different.
Yeah, I think it's the last one that's as far south now as it goes. There used to be one down in Kerry. Mm-hmm. That's gone now, so that's as far south as it. So it needs a bit of support and recognition, and because it'd be horrendous if a sport like that died out. Mm-hmm. Like, these are, you know, the tradition is one thing. The knowledge these guys have, you know, is just, you know, it's off the fucking charts, you know.
Yeah.
So we need to protect it and encourage it and breathe life into it whenever we get a chance. And hopefully, just if we can do a little bit of spotlighting on the podcast, it might bring one or two new people to the party. I think they run training days, and I'll be staying in contact with them anyway and trying to get a bit of information as to when their next ones are coming up and so on. Spectators are welcome, so you can actually just flag men, so you can follow the parties, find out, and I would urge people to get in contact with them. It's a beautiful day. It's like, if you're down that neck of the woods, it's only 3-4 hours. What else would you be doing on Sunday morning? Get out, you get to see, and I'm telling you, every time, it never ever got old. Every time a pheasant rose, the heart jumped.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It wasn't as if today, oh Jesus,
there's another one.
We were working into the wood, just the last story, and I was working into the wood right at the end, and it was a heavy woodland, and a dog had rose a pheasant, and one of the boys had shot it, and then they give whichever dog to retrieve. So your dog that rose it might not be the dog that has to retrieve, you know, because if the other judge hasn't had a retrieve yet to test the dog, he might say, does your dog need a retrieve here, and give it to him. So we worked, and we had stopped. So we're kind of chatting, and then somebody just literally stepped on a twig or a branch or something, and with that, man, in the corner, about 70 yards away, 50 yards away, I'd say 100 pheasants got up. One gets up, and you can see them getting up in waves.
Yeah.
And I said to myself, well, that's that fucking corner bollocks. You know what I mean? And it was kind of getting pretty open. There was a couple of little trees falling over, but we're right into a kind of a corner, a point of a corner. And I was looking at this, I could see right through the fucking branches and everything. I said, nah, there's fucking nothing in there. Like, So with that, Pat said, right, guys, we're going to continue here. We'll start here and work our way to the corner. I'm looking at this is a fucking waste of time. Sure, there's nothing in this fucking corner after all getting up, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm not messing. The dog went in, man, and he bet for 10, 15 seconds through this kind of fallen down tree with just a bit of kind of ivy and old kind of bits of old sticks and branches and stuff like that. And with that, man, a pheasant broke, cock pheasant, a monster of a cock, back to the left.
No way.
Rob shot it out on the other side, and the dog got the retrieve. And I could not fucking believe it.
Go away to fuck.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. And then after all the rest of them after
All the rest of them after
going,
getting up, he's saying, nah, there's nothing in there, man. Do you know?
Yeah, yeah.
And if it was, it's after running like fuck.
Yeah.
But he buried himself in underneath a little, hoping that, them other regions are gone. I ain't fucking saying it.
yeah. Fucking hell, man.
Yeah.
Just that was some experience. That was some job, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
It's just one of them things you probably rarely get the chance to do.
Yeah.
But delighted I did it, you know.
Yeah,
Delighted
absolutely. Yeah, fucking sure. Yeah, big day too. Yeah, just a tram, wasn't
absolutely.
it? Happy
So,
days.
shout out to the guys.
Shout out to the guys. The other fella was on fire.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Welcome to Untethered and Wanderwise, where adventure has no age limit. We're your co-host, Heidi Brandist and Nikki Mahandro, and we're here to inspire and celebrate women over 45 who are embracing their independence and want to explore the world on their own terms.
Oh Jesus, man, he was on fire. He was there. I shot all right. Yeah, fuck out. There's one shot he missed. I'll have to mention the one he missed. We were in this, and this is the only thing I will say. I think the pack got wrong. I don't know. He's probably going to be on the phone to me afterwards. But there's a small little wood with a pathway on the right hand side, and there was game crop on the left hand side, and the wood was like a fucking willow in that basket. Fucking, there was a lot of small little. You know, they were high, but they were all little twiggy ones, you know. So you had to kind of weave your way through it. And it was great work for the dogs. But Rob asked him, will I step in here? Do you want me in the wood or out in the pat? Because obviously he hadn't shot there before. And Pat said, no, in there beside us, you know. I think he should have went on the pat because you couldn't even get the gun, you know what I mean? The gun home in front of you.
Yeah.
And with that, a cock did break and he shot at it but missed. But that was his only miss of the fucking day, man. Well, he blamed the twigs, man. But I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. I think we were just coming into the open cover there, so I think he should have got it. But no, he was on fire. He was on a different fucking planet. So yeah, it was good.
Happy fucking days, man. Happy fucking days. That's the fucking job. Any plans this weekend? Are you heading out this weekend, Ratton?
I haven't even fucking thought that far now, to tell you the truth. I hope maybe to get out for a bit. I have the christening on Saturday.
Yeah.
So I won't be hunting too long Saturday, or I will be. The good thing is the priest rang during the week, which I was horrendously upset about, and said that he was going to be a bit late, so instead of 1:30 it's going to be out till 3:00, so that might give me a little bit of extra time.
You know? Yeah, fucking sure. Yeah.
Sure, if you end up and shot a deer now, you'd nearly have it home by 1:30, wouldn't you?
You would, lad, exactly. Yeah, exactly. He'd understand. He'd fucking understand.
No, I think I'll go after pheasants, just nice and easy, and he can tip on home then if the weather permits, you know.
Yeah.
Are you
exactly,
heading out?
Yeah. I'll probably head out tomorrow if I get a chance.
Tomorrow evening. Where are you heading? What are you heading after?
Probably head up to Wicklow, I'd say, after.
You're going after deer?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think so, man. Yeah.
Freezer getting empty again?
Well, not really. Now, to be honest with you, there's still a fucking fuck ton of it there, but I haven't been out, man. I haven't, like, it's just
need to get out and do something.
Yeah, exactly, man.
Get the legs on the ground.
Yeah, exactly. Anytime I ever go anywhere, hunting or hunting, I'm always rushing and watching the clock and trying to get somewhere else and get back. I'm just fucking sick of it. It's turning me off, man. Honestly, talk about it. Genuinely, I've less interest in hunting out than I think I ever have before, and it's literally because I'm just rushing. I can't enjoy it. Do you know? I go to do a hunt, but then I have to be back here to meet such a fella to do such a job on this, and I can't enjoy it, man. It's shy when you're just looking at the clock the whole time. Like, you know what I mean?
I think I said to you, look at the one. I've said it to my dad even. He came out on the first.
Yeah.
And I think you just need to, and I know it's easier said than done, but you need to, the same way as somebody books you in for 3 hours work, man, on a Friday.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You just have to say and take it as that.
Yeah.
Because all that happens, and this is my take on it, you need some kind of mental respite from the other stuff, you know.
Yeah.
And I know that's going to feed into what we're talking about. But guaranteed, if as you said, what's going to happen is he's going to turn. You know, you kind of get fuck it. You don't start to enjoy it, and that's one. So you don't enjoy then the thing that you'd love. And you kind of resent it a little bit because you can't.
You do. I'd end up if I don't do it, I'd end up going fuck hunting. You know, and I just work. I would. I would. I just say it's browning me that I'm not going. So, you know something, I'm just going to park the hunting for a while. Let's just fuck it. Just, then you get into it out of rut, like, you know what I mean. You do,
man. And then you get burnt out with work, and then you wonder why. And I should look at what's wrong here. And then it's kind of like a downward spiral. Whereas you have to, and I don't mean this as a, you know, the same as you fucking eat dinner, you know, everybody, we don't have, you know, you don't do marathons, or we don't play football, or we don't do rugby. This is our, you know, and I know lads who go out for, you know, 2-3 hours a week, you know, doing the running, and they'll do a marathon every couple of weeks or whatever, or they'll do, you know, play with the GA, you know, second team, or or they'll do, that's their outlet.
Yeah.
And this is ours.
Yeah.
And if you don't get it, you end up filling it with, especially from the background, you know, you're a similar background to myself.
Yeah.
You've worked with your hands, and it's all you know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You revert to type, don't you? You know, so and you get snowed under in that, and then what happens is you say, don't think about hunting, just keep fucking working.
Yeah.
Until you get to a point where it comes knocking on your door, and you say, you know, what the fuck, where's the last 2 years? And you get pissed off. Oh, I should have done that. You know, a life full of regrets.
Yeah, no, fuck that. No, yeah, exactly. It's not worth that. I was just listening to another podcast during the week, and a lad, and he was just on about the same situations as us, like, but like when he was 30 fucking 8 or 9, his heart stopped, and he had hypertension, high blood pressure, 100% down to stress. Yeah, just he was, you know, I was listening to him, I was going, geez, man, that is eerily similar to my situation, man. Just non-stop. Yeah. It's relentless. Yeah, I spend the whole day, man, looking at the clock. Because, you know what I mean? It's just, and it is, you can't, even when you try to get home in the evenings, you've promised someone to do something, you're on the clock again, and you literally, you lie in bed, man, at 10 o'clock at night, and then you can't sleep because your mind is going 100 miles an hour. And then you're lying there going, I have to be up now. And like, most mornings, I probably leave here at 4 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. Well, that's every morning, this fucking week I did. And you're not getting home till 10 o'clock at night, you know, your mind is just going, and then you just get burnt out. But anyway, it's enough of that fucking shite talk anyway. I
know, it's a valid point, Brenny. It's look, I think there's not too many people that's going to be listening to this that won't be experiencing some part of that, especially coming into the season that we're coming into and so on. There's stresses, financial pressures, but with Christmas and fucking bills coming over us, heating bills going up, electricity bills going up, all that kind of stuff. But they're always going to be there. Them things, you know. And a man told me, you can't continue to beat, you know, two hands can only do so much. That's just it. There's a limit on what they can do, and if you keep pushing it, all you do is counterproductive. So you'll work like an absolute animal for 4, 5, 6 weeks maybe, you know, and then you get like you were sick last weekend, you know, and that's the signs of, you know, getting burnt out and so on. Yeah, and you need, what would be more productive would be to take a half a day like you're doing tomorrow. Yeah, go you're hunting. That'll refresh you, you know. Yeah, 100%. And that'll prolong how long you can do your bursts of work for, you know. Yeah, I know, 100%. I'm going to get up in the morning. I was going to go hunting in the morning early, but I'm not. I get up in the morning, drop the kids to school. I'm going out after a pheasant for the first couple of hours of the morning on my own, not bringing any kids, on my own, with the dog for a couple of hours. I'm coming home, then I'm going to get the rifle and all the gear, and then I'm going to go to Wicklow for the evening. Yeah. And fuck it after that. I don't give a shit what happens. Perch up, and if you don't shoot a thing tomorrow, it doesn't matter. Yeah. Because it doesn't. Like, I was saying to Gary, the lad I was walking around with, there's days, you know, when I love, you know, obviously you produce and so on, and this, I suppose the podcast, there's a little bit more pressure on it, you know, as we was talking about, but some of the most enjoyable hunts I've ever had, I've fucking hit nothing, you know. Yeah, honest to God, yeah, it's the truth. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And I know people are saying that's because you might have seen an animal and saying, no, it's not the right animal, or it's, you know, it's a doe out of season, or it's a stag that you don't want to take, and or you might just fucking see it, it's too far away, and you might just sit there and watch it and appreciate it. And yeah. But look, we've always said, you'll always see something. Tomorrow, guaranteed, you'll have a bag full of stories tomorrow. Yeah. And hopefully a bag full of fucking meat. But regardless, you're going to have a bag full of memories, you know? Yeah, exactly, man. 100%. Yeah. Hopefully, anyway, hopefully. Hopeful fucking man. Come here. Will we do a bit of news, will we? Oh, we're on to the news. Let's do it. And now, for a roundup of what's going on around the country, it's the IHP News. And we're back with the news, lad. Crime Busters and the news.
Crime Busters and news. I think crime is scarce enough this week, thanks be to God. But I'm going to kick it off. This is another one that was sent in to us from the Inland Fisheries Ireland page. There's a full story. If you jump onto their Facebook page, you'll have a bit of a look, but it's just cool. Inland Fisheries Ireland has recorded 2 rare recaptures of tagged Atlantic bluefin tuna. Great to see them off the coast. I didn't think them. I think they're a serious delicacy, aren't they? They're worth some big bucks, I think.
I think so.
Yeah, bluefin tuna, man. That's an interesting one.
That's cool. I think.
It is.
Unless somebody says it's not.
Yeah, maybe someone saying, "Oh, that's a bad thing."
Okay. The temperature of the water's after going up 3 degrees. That's what they're here. These fucking Aegis.
They taste good. So, yeah.
More tuna.
More tuna, yeah.
This one is just there's a couple of articles. I've seen a couple of these things, and we might just delve into this a little bit on another podcast because it deserves a bit more of a mention. But it's about the Loch Corrib, the campaign to preserve it as a salmonid system, and the invasive pike. I think there's 48 there in the picture. Were caught between 2 boats. 47 at the mouth of the loch, I think. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I think obviously there's consensus among the fishermen that the pike obviously do huge damage to the breeding salmon and trout, I would presume, and I think we might need to get an expert on that maybe and have a bit more of a chat on that one.
Definitely, yeah. 150 culled. Jeez, I don't know. It's an eerie thing to look at, to be honest with you. Do you know, I don't know the full facts. There's no point in saying, and I'm not going to comment on it. But it's kind of sad pictures to see. But obviously, if there's a
reason for it,
then absolutely, 100%.
Yeah,
100%. This is another one. It's just a little thing that was sent in to us there as well. So it appears that Michael Healy-Rae has now classified Sika deer as vermin in the national broadsheet. This was on the Wild Deer Association of Ireland's Facebook page. So we're kind of, I suppose, as a kind of a step back in that, I wouldn't like to see them as being as being deemed as vermin. They're absolutely fantastic, a beautiful creature, and I think it's important for hunters alike to not deem them as vermin and to appreciate them. And
as we said many times, man, they need to start recognising hunters as the solution, not the problem.
Yeah,
and if they get their head around that, that we can actually, same as with the Curlew project, where we are a part of the solution, not part of the fucking problem.
Yes.
When they start recognising that, then they can get on top of deer numbers. We can actually help and assist. As we've members calling every day. But I said to Yanis the other day, like, there is nothing quite like, and big reds are obviously majestic, and they're the king of the deer here, and fallow are beautiful. Mm-hmm. But I honestly believe, man, there's nothing like the angry head of a Sika stag.
Yeah, I agree.
Looking back through the scope at you.
I agree, man.
I think
there's something.
There's the head of devilment on him.
There is, man. There is just something so cool about him. There really is. I think they're absolutely class. So I agree with you. I definitely agree with you there. Yeah.
What's up next? We have the National Biodiversity. It is a cool little thing. So this is on the Wild Deer Association of Ireland page there. The National Biodiversity Data Centre has a recording app to help record Ireland species. It would be very helpful if the members could download the app and use it to record a species seen when they're in the field. The records of our huntable species are quite low, and our membership can address this problem. I think we data and politics is going to be crucial to preserve our sport, whether we like it or not. Now, I think there's we're all in it together when we don't like joining the two, because it kind of goes against what we're trying to, or what we do. Yeah. But unfortunately, the people who are against us are trying to. And they're correlating the information, so we need to follow suit, unfortunately.
Yeah, absolutely. But an interesting one, I must download the app myself now, actually, and have a bit of a look at it and see what's there. We have mentioned this, I think, to a few organisations, if they had an app and it was easier to do. Big Brother's watching.
Maybe somebody's listening, Brennan.
I don't know, lad. I don't know.
I think.
Someone's
Well,
listening.
I seen the figure. There was 50 people listening there last week. So one of them must have been.
Honest to God. So yeah. So look at that. That's good. Anyway, I'd urge everyone. What we might do is it doesn't name it there, but we might find out the actual app and we'll put a link up. To
Yes. Yeah. Exactly.
on our socials. And then last but not least, this was sent in by the Bowl Joe Ram himself. Am I pronouncing that Ram?
Yeah.
Himself. And it was just another, it was on the .22 Long Range Precision Ireland Facebook page. And it states, we are pleased to announce a .22 International Festival on the 24th, 25th and 26th of May 2024. So unusually for us, we're giving you loads of notice here.
Yeah. No, that's 2024, not 2023, which wouldn't be...
Which would be,
us,
yeah, exactly, which is very, very possible. It's at the Midlands National Shooting Centre of Ireland, which is just outside Tullamore, of course. This is an open competition, so all are welcome. The festival will start with registration followed by practice on Friday the 24th of May, including all different aspects of the competition. When the practice is over, we will have a 1,000-yard challenge, man alive, which will be held on the Creedmoor range.
Well, now, if that isn't a fucking writing on the wall there, lads.
That'd be deadly, wouldn't it?
1,000 yards.
And you have a 2-2, nothing stopping you. Out the fuck.
Look. Is that 1,000 with the 2-2 or 1,000 with the Creedmoor? No?
No, 1,000 with the 2-2. It's
Yeah.
Is it? No. Well, I don't know. When the practice is over, we'll have a 1,000-yard challenge, which will be held on the Creedmoor range. I don't know. Maybe it's the Creedmoor then. Yeah, it must be the Creedmoor.
Although, like, there is people shooting horrendous fucking distances with them.
Someone will tell us. Someone will tell us. Hopefully, somebody will get in contact and tell us. Jeez, that'd be unbelievable.
What would you want to be aiming at now for a 2-2? Like, somebody I'd be mad interested to know, man.
So would I, man. Aim for the fucking stars.
Aim for Starlink and you hit the fucking town.
Yeah, honest to God, man.
I know we're over-exaggerating there.
Yeah, but that's unreal. That is unreal. So then on Saturday, 25th of May, they will start at STAGS, Stags competition. Stags. This competition is shot at 25 yards, 50 yards, and 100 yards, and 125 yards at target boards and steel in various positions. So that's a good little one.
That's cool, man.
That's cool. That's going to appeal to an awful lot of people. So that concludes the news.
Diddly-doo.
Over and out. Ben Blackford, very, very welcome to the Irish Hunting Podcast.
How are you, Ben?
Hello, guys. How you doing?
Thanks a million for coming on.
No problem at all, mate. No, thank you for having me.
We're delighted to have you. Delighted to have you.
Thank you so much.
You're very, very well known in the wider hunting and fishing community, I suppose, in Ireland and the UK. Probably better known than we are. But for anyone that maybe doesn't know you, give us a bit of an introduction. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay. So I'm Ben. To be honest, I started my page some years ago now for mental health reasons, to be honest. So people may know me on Facebook and social media because of my page. And what I do each day is I go out there in the countryside, shooting, fishing, stalking. There's so much I do. I like to keep it, varied and change it up a bit. So a lot of people probably know me from social media because of my page that I made up a few years ago now.
Yes, and what is that one for people who want to go on and check it out?
So my page is now called. I have changed it. It's now called Countryside Couple because recently I got engaged to my partner Elise. I think a couple of weeks, 3-4 weeks ago now, we had an amazing trip in Scotland. I'll probably tell you a bit about that in a minute, but now we're engaged. I thought, get her involved a little bit more as well. She's into her hunting. She runs lurchers, and she's always done that. So she puts a little bit on the page as well.
Brilliant.
Excellent, that's good.
And very important here, Ben. Are you? Do you consider yourself a fisherman first, and a hunter second, or is it a hunter first, fisherman second?
Now that is a hard one. I do more hunting and shooting than fishing.
Okay.
I love my carp fishing, my sea fishing, but I think my deer stalking, my foxing, things like that it comes first.
So if somebody a name, a hunter would be
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah, definitely.
Super stuff. So I suppose we'll start at the start. Obviously, you're an avid hunter and fisher and stuff. But how long have you been? How long have you been at that type of thing? Did you do it from a young age, or is it something you've gotten into in more recent years? Or
Yeah, it's a bit of a tricky one, but I've my dad always took me like fox hunting. We followed the local hunt from a really young age, probably 5, 6. We were out most weekends following the hunt, and it built on from there really. He used to take me out on weekends. So it's more like my dad got me into it. He used to take me out shooting squirrels with the air gun, things like that.
yeah.
So it started at a real young age, and then it's just got more and more over the years. But then I had a bit of a traumatic time in the middle.
Yes.
Okay. And say the just in terms of before we get to I know that's I suppose going to feed on to we're obviously advocating this month we're doing a bit of a drive for predominantly men's mental health, but mental health in general. But you said there, and most people would what would you say relate to it from a very young age, walking behind the dad, literally in the footsteps. Do you think that's that's where your love of it came from, or do you think it's a kind of there's a little bit of it ingrained in us all? What's your opinion on it?
Oh, 100%. It all started from back then, I guess. But then, between me and you, me and my dad don't get on now. So we went our separate ways, and I've literally got my passion for it now. It's unbelievable. It really is.
Okay.
So yeah, but it definitely started from back then when Dad used to take me out walking around the woods. Do you know what I mean? Shooting squirrel drays and things like that. And I used to love my hunting as well back then. We used to follow on foot. I don't know if you know about the South Downs that we got in the south of England here, but like big hills, and we used to follow the hounds on there for all day long. We'd be running on the top of them hills, following them hounds, and it was just it's fantastic.
That's beautiful.
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 That's
obviously now it's all changed. Now you've got all these. It's back. It's illegal over here now. It's all changed, and it's not for the better, is it?
No, definitely not. And for those of you south, kind of what area of the UK are we talking about here, Ben? Is it kind of Northamptonshire kind of direction?
I'm in Sussex, so the real south. So I'm just north of Brighton.
Ah, very good. Yeah,
so, right at the bottom I am. So, and then we've got the South Downs that run along behind Brighton there, and I spent many a day running behind the hounds, and I'll never forget them days. I don't think.
Good times, man. Yeah.
Sort of left of field. Squirrel. Did you ever eat squirrel, Ben?
I have done. I've eaten squirrel a few times, but it's not too bad as long as you cook it right. I mean, squirrel can get really dry and a bit tough, but as long as you cook it right, it's not too bad. And obviously, it's a bit fiddly to skin.
Yes.
But yeah, I think there is a few people out there actually that are trying to get squirrel on the menu, if you know what I mean, which is obviously a big problem. But I've seen a few people now trying to promote eating squirrel, and I've eaten it before, a handful of times. But
that is kind of a nutty taste to it, but I think that's just
definitely, that's it. I think on a barbecue, a family barbecue once, we did a squirrel skewers with a peanut satay sauce.
Oh, there you go, man. Sure, look
and that went down really well, actually. Everyone tried it, but obviously they didn't know what it was, but it went down really well.
Yeah, that's the key. Don't tell them till after.
Don't tell them till afterwards.
Yeah, that's a regular thing in my house when they come over here for summer barbecues, as rare as they are in this. They're always picking up the meat and they're all kind of looking at me going, "What is this?"
What's this?
Don't worry about it. Just see if you like it.
Just try it first.
Yeah, exactly. It's gas. I suppose so. Obviously, you went to school and stuff, and what did you do kind of after school? What did you what kind of?
So I to be honest, I didn't go to school much. I bunked off a lot, and to be honest, there's a few occasions. I used to go out with my cousin because my cousin used to have like hawks and birds of prey. So
Oh, yeah.
we'd be up in the woods trying to catch pheasants and things like this throughout the winter and that instead of going to school.
Yeah. Yeah.
And at the end of school, I did do my exams, but I didn't do too well because obviously I didn't attend that much.
Yeah.
But I did a 2-year course at a local college, Plumpton, in gamekeeping.
Oh, very good. Yes. Yeah.
So as soon as I left school, I was into a gamekeeping job because I did it all work based.
Really?
So for 2 years, I did that. So I got my qualifications.
So you're
So
qualified hunter. That's what you are, Ben. You're qualified hunter.
Qualified.
Literally.
I am. I'm qualified now. That's it.
You've got the diploma to go with it, man.
Yeah.
That's so, yeah.
That's it.
That's brilliant, man. That's brilliant. That's one thing we're lacking over here. I don't think is that can you become a gamekeeper in Ireland? I don't know.
I don't know. I presume
I'm not sure because I spoke to someone the other day, and I obviously I follow a few people in Ireland, and it's totally different over there. How we have like driven pheasant days, where they shoot 300, 400, 500 birds. But in Ireland, it's totally different. You're going out, you're working a dog, and you're shooting only cockbirds. So I asked him a few questions, obviously on how Ireland do things differently to how we do things. And he said there isn't many driven days over there.
There isn't.
They're getting few and few far between. There's a few. I think there's one in Burr here beside us, and
one in Burr, there's one in Kilkenny. There's one in Lochderg. There's one
where I was at the weekend.
There might be one or two up the north. There's one in Avoca, I think, or so in. There's one down in Wicklow. Avoca, I think. Yeah, pretty sure.
There's a few, but they're few and far between. I think
few and far between. Yeah,
we kind of what would you say took. As we normally do, we take a little bit about how other people do it, and then we kind of customize it and chop it up and
meet somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, meet somewhere in the middle. I think.
Yeah. Typical Irish. We wouldn't just do it straight forward. No. So, I suppose fast forwarding a little bit. Obviously, you came to a point in your life. You had a dramatic incident that probably dramatically changed your life. At a young age. You're still a young man now, so
I don't feel it though. That's the thing. I'm only 35, but I definitely don't feel 35. I feel a lot older, but
I'm the same. I've only been talking about here before we came on and chat. I'm actually 35 as well. I was born in 88. And I certainly feel it, and I certainly don't look at either. So you're among friends here. Don't worry about that, man.
I'm fairly black, but
don't mind this other fella. My God. Talk us through a bit of that if you don't mind.
Okay, yeah. So I was 20 years of age. So we're going back 14 years now.
Yeah.
And I one evening I had a car accident, and my cousin. No, what happened? Yeah, my best friend, come up to help me because I had this accident. And as he was helping me, and we were standing on the side of the road on a path, another car come up, lost control, and took us both out. Unfortunately, my best friend didn't make it. And I broke my back in 4 places and had pressure on the brain, I believe. I can't really remember much. And I was put in a coma for 3 weeks, an induced coma, because of this brain injury I had. So after that, waking up, I woke up a totally different person. I can't remember anything about the accident, only from what people tell me, like my mum, who's been an absolute star, over these 14 years. But I woke up like a totally different person. Apparently, I speak differently. It's absolutely crazy. It really is. but I had to learn how to walk in that again afterwards. And I was, my head was a real mess. I suppose waking up a totally different person, I didn't know how to cope with that either. So, which is it's strange. It really is.
My father-in-law actually had a motorcycle accident, and similar to your story there, we'd all attest. He probably listening here, but again, he'd agree. Woke up a different person too.
Yeah.
To us at the time, I remember he said it's like if you have a deck of cards, you threw them all up, and they're all organized. Like all the 2s, 3s, 4s, they're all in order. When before you, and when the accident happens, then obviously the cards all go up in the air. They're all still there, but they come down a little bit jumbled. So
a real mess. A real mess. Do you know what I mean? And I suppose you don't know what's happened either. So
confused.
It's hard to explain really, but you don't know what's gone on, which is the hard bit.
Very young to be involved in such a so I suppose such a tragedy as well. Obviously, with the loss of your cousin as well. It's
definitely. Yeah, I mean, because I've always blamed myself as well, or I did for years. I don't as much now because I had help with all that, but I blame myself because if it wasn't for my accident, we wouldn't have been there. He wouldn't have been there with me, if that makes sense, and maybe he'd still be here now. But I'm really close to Luke. Luke, my best friend, was he. I'm really close to his family, and like they said, if it happened to him, I'd be there. So it's, do you know what I mean? We would have done that for each other. So
I suppose completely natural reaction. I think when you're describing it, I'm obviously trying to put myself in your position, like you can't obviously, but just as you were describing it, you were thinking, you were saying it there. You can see why or how you'd start to blame it. Completely irrational, of course, because if you've seen somebody broke down the side of the road, you'd stop and ask them, do you need a hand?
No, definitely, yeah.
A best friend, and on top of that, a relative, sure, like, what do we all do? Only you'd ring one of your best mates to come and help you.
That's it, exactly that. I mean, it took many years to sort it out, and different ways of dealing with it as well. So I had hypnotherapy and all these other eye movement things as well done to me, which has helped massively over the years to help me get to where I am now, and help still with the problems I was going through. If that makes sense.
Or you had two problems. You had the mental side of the recovery in terms of dealing with the tragic loss and so on, and then you had the physical / mental recovery of the actual accident, the physical accident itself. It was you had 2 or 3 journeys, all kind of motoring along ahead of you, and you were probably trying to catch up behind them.
That's it. It was hard work. It was hard work, but you know what I mean.
And sorry, and then obviously 3 weeks. You were obviously induced in a coma, so you were 3 weeks later when you came through. What was that like? How could you describe?
I can't really remember too much, but I couldn't speak because I had tubes going into my throat. I couldn't speak. It was so weird, and I woke up and I was paralyzed. All down one side of my body was paralyzed. So it was very weird. I had to move my right arm. I had to pick up my left. It was very, very weird. So half my body didn't work, and I couldn't speak. So my younger brother Curtis was absolutely fantastic, apparently, because I was doing all this, or trying to do this sign language about if I wanted a drink and things like this, because I couldn't speak. But my younger brother apparently understood what I was trying to say. And he helped apparently massively in hospital. So I've got to thank him for that. It's very peculiar. It really was. And then I think after a few days, they put some tubes come out of your mouth or whatever, your neck, and they put a cap on it. So I was actually speaking out of my throat, if that makes sense, instead of my mouth. It's very peculiar. It's very hard to explain, but it was hard, very hard.
You're describing that element of it alone, and I'm saying like that's
Yeah.
horrendous thing to be going through. But like the confusion, the not being able to ask simple questions and get there's frustration obviously built into that as well. You want to being obviously an outdoor type of a person, used to getting up, and you're now looking and can't move one side of your body. You don't know what's going on. I can just imagine, or try to imagine, the anxiety and frustration building. It's building in me, kind of listening to the story, let alone being part of it.
Exactly. Yeah.
It was hard, but I mean, when you're in that situation, I mean, you've got to do all you can. Do you know what I mean? I think it's there's nothing you can do about it. That's what I've always said to myself, that I can't change anything, so I've got to do what I can. And it's especially with the mental health side of things, you can't change anything. If something's happened, it's in the past. All you can do is change what's going to happen in the future, and it's trying to get that into your head, and it helps you massively. It really does. Just the way you think about things, and do you know what I mean, there's no point sitting around moping about things. You've just got to try and crack on and do what you can.
Put one foot in front of the other and keep
exactly that. Keep moving.
Drive it on, as we do say. And I suppose, obviously, you were after breaking your back, and you mentioned there you had to learn how to walk. So obviously there was a good period of time there when all that was going on. Were you kind of knocked out for a good while? Was it long then before you started?
It was a fair few months. It was a long while. And then even when I was home, obviously there isn't much I could do. Even going into years, you have to hand in your driving license as well. So even if once I was up moving about as well as I couldn't go anywhere, because once you've suffered like a brain injury or something like that, you've got to hand in your license for I think it's a year or something like that, to make sure you don't have epileptic fits. So even after all them months, I then had to still rely on other people to take me out. So I had Headway. I don't know if you've heard of Headway. It's a brain injury organisation. And I'd have 3 or 4 people come to pick me up, to take me to places anywhere I wanted. They'd take me. So like a taxi service, but they were caring for me. So I even had them taking me to fishing competitions, because I was well into my sea fishing then. So I'd load their car up with all my fishing gear, and they'd take me to a competition for an evening's competition and bring me back home again.
That's brilliant, isn't it?
Big shout out to Headway. That's fantastic.
Headway's good. Absolutely fantastic. It was about a year and a half, I believe, I can remember rightly. I actually raised some money for Headway. Once I was up and I was fit enough, I actually walked the mountains in Transylvania, I believe. I think that's right. So I did a week walking up and down mountains for a week. And I think that was a year and a half after the accident. And I made some good money for them. But they're fantastic, really are.
Brilliant stuff, man. That's brilliant.
Do you mind me asking, Ben, at what point, obviously we're just touching on, you're starting to walk now at that point in the story, but at what point did you learn that your cousin had passed? Do you remember?
Oh, my best friend. It wasn't my cousin. My cousin, I think, dropped my best friend off. But Luke, that was when I woke up. Or they woke me up from in the coma. I believe Mum told me a few days afterwards.
Okay.
While I was in hospital, the funeral had already taken place. And Mum told me in hospital. Yeah. But I honestly can't remember. I can picture Mum telling me, but I honestly can't remember how I felt. I don't know if I understood or not.
Yeah.
Okay, I get you.
Okay.
And obviously, when all this was going on and your body was, I suppose, repairing itself, your mental health then took a bit of a turn. Am I right in saying that?
Oh, 100%, 100%. I was an absolute mess. I really was. Um, I think it's because I was relying on a lot of other people. I had that guilt as well of my friend dying, and it being my fault. Yeah, I struggled. I struggled a lot, because I'm quite an active person. Do you know what I mean? Like at the moment, I'm out all the time, and I was before as well. And obviously, losing everything like that, it's just hard. And with a brain injury as well, the fatigue I get, I'm shattered. Even now, I'm shattered most days. I sleep a lot, but back then it was even worse. I did get into bad habits, and I mixed with the wrong people afterwards. Um, which I'm open. I'm not going to lie about it. So I used to drink a lot. Used to do a lot of drugs. I did that for several years, and that messed me up big time.
Yeah, yeah. I suppose with the drink and the drugs, I suppose it was kind of an escape. I suppose. Would you agree?
Oh, 100%, 100%. Yeah, it blocked everything out, if that makes sense.
Of such.
Yeah,
But it's not. It's 100% isn't the right way to go. I've just got to add that it's not. It ruins you. It really does.
yeah,
Um, it's definitely not the right way to go. But it blocks everything out. So I was in this routine. I was with these bad people, and it took a while to get out of that. Um, but like now, I'm totally fine. Have been for years. I must add as well before my firearms officer rings me up. But yeah, it's it was just that stage. But yeah, it's
Look, I think that's a completely, and I'm not, we rational, when everyone's rationally thinking and so on, you recognize that it's obviously not the route to go down, but going through what would you say, that the trauma, and obviously the couple of, you've the physical pain, you've the mental pain, you've
100%. Yeah, 100%.
Your essentially your whole, your way of life is, it's been tailored back dramatically. So you have so many things going on.
the inability to actually get out and physically hunt or fish and
do what you,
yeah.
Yeah, that's it. It's just an escape. It was just an escape thing. I chose the wrong path, and I know that now. Do you know what I mean? I know that now.
we
But
were
yeah,
talking, Ben, just before he came on here, and it was just like, we Brendan was saying, he hasn't been out hunting in the last, week or two, and it's getting, with work and so on, and life and busyness and so on. And we were just chatting even off air and saying, you need to kind of make a date and get out and do it, because every time we'd both be huge advocates of getting out, getting your feet on the ground, regardless of whether you shoot anything or if you catch anything fishing or whatever. But it's just being out.
Oh, 100%. I said that I went. I did a live on my page. It was either today or yesterday. I can't remember. But I said to them, it's not about pulling the trigger for me. It's not about catching a carp. It's not about catching a fish at sea. Do you know what I mean? It's just being there, and doing these things. It's a bit of a challenge, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Stalking a deer. I mean, it's not like you just walk up to a deer, pull the trigger, but you've got to think about how you're doing these things, and keeping your mind busy takes you away from sitting around thinking about negative things. And I think that's the main reason I do it. Do you know what I mean? It's just because I'm not sitting around. I hate moping around, sitting at home thinking about negative things, putting the TV on, and all there is on TV is negative shit. To be honest, it's
News.
there's nothing ever good on there. So it's just literally getting out there, in the countryside. No one else is about. You're in your own little world, and it's perfect for me and many others as well.
Absolutely. Just when you were saying that there, it's me and you have some very much similarities there, I think, in the way we think and stuff with regards to sitting around or moping around or watching TV, man. I said this before, and it's probably not a good testing to the way my head works, but on a Sunday, my wife, I'd be like yourself, like Annie, I have to be going all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah. 100%.
Around, and on a Sunday she might say to me, "Can we not just sit in today and watch movies?" And oh man, by 9 o'clock at night, I'm nearly climbing the walls because I've had too much time to sit.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that is it.
Sure, if your partner watches Grey's Anatomy, do you know this Grey's Anatomy that's on the
okay, right,
program about all the hospitals and all this stuff? And I sat down one night and my wife was watching it, and there was a young couple. Like this is a drama series, and there was a young couple, and I think the wife or the husband was on the way out, and they had kids, and there was all this talk, and it was obviously very sad. And I'm there looking at her, and there's tears rolling down out of her eyes.
Really? Okay.
Like, why would you put yourself through this?
Exactly that. It's I believe if you're listening to negative things or seeing negative things, it's going to make you feel negative at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You've got to fill your day with positive things. Do you know what I mean? Even speaking to someone, as soon as they're negative, that's it. I can't be dealing with that. I can't be dealing with that at all.
Yeah. Great way to look at life. It is brilliant,
Where focus goes, energy goes, isn't that it? So if you're focusing on negative stuff, that's where all your energy goes. So if you're looking at positive stuff and you're seeing the
that's it. Yeah, 100%. That's the way it is. I'm a big believer in all that. So I mean, I think my partner may think I'm mad sometimes, but yeah.
Mad in a good way.
In a good way. I drive her up the wall as well. I really do. She's an absolute star, but yeah, I do drive her up the wall.
I think all the wives and girlfriends and that are listening to this show every week, I think, are yes, they've all a similar story. I think
that's how you know you're doing it right.
Yeah.
Exactly that. I think me and Elise are two alike. Do you know what I mean? Neither of us back down. So if we have a bicker, then we're both going for it, hell for leather, and we're two alike. That's what it is. But she likes her hunting as well, so we try and mix and match it up a bit, and we're happy.
That's good. At least there's common ground, so she knows exactly what you. There's a thing. I just you're describing your hunting and stuff like that. There, we'd always say it, but I just want to get your take on it. Is the same? There's never a day where we've gone out either hunting or fishing, that you couldn't say when you come back in, regardless of whether you pull the trigger or hook the line or whatever, that you hadn't seen something that kind of, you went wow or seen.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, there's always something, and I always say to Elise, I mean, if Elise is with me, like stalking or something, like today, I went for a stalker. I was a bit anxious about doing this evening. So I said to her, I said, bugger it, I'm going for a stalk, clear our heads. So we went for a stalk, and we were just sat up in this corner of this field, and this fox ran through, like literally 5 yards from us to our right, and it didn't have a clue we were there, and we just sat and watched it. Yeah. And it's little things like that. I wasn't interested in putting a gun up and shooting it. But do you know what I mean? I can go out and shoot a fox any day of the week if I wanted, but there's certain places. Either the landowners ask me not to, or that they're not really causing a problem. So literally, I sit there and I'd sit there and watch a fox all day long, and it was just beautiful just watching him. He didn't have a clue we were there, and I said to Elise, "You've got these people in the cities and in the towns that have 9 to 5 jobs, and they go home, sit there, watch TV. They never see any of this. Yeah. They never will either."
I agree with you more.
We're very lucky, very lucky.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I went out a couple of weeks ago, and similar story to yourself. I was out after a deer, and I was just sitting up there, and same story. There was one fox about a field. He was a couple of 100 meters away, but I could see him trotting through, and I couldn't help myself, man. I was up on the binoculars watching him. No interest whatsoever. I could have shot him 20 times if I wanted it. No whatsoever at all. And it was just so fascinating to watch him. And again, like your story, he's in an area they're not really causing any issues up there. So
that's it,
no guilt in nothing, but it was just like that. You just sit, he's just so cool to watch them, do you know? And
it's amazing. There's some of the things you see, like I went it's a totally different ball game, but I went down to Cornwall a couple of years ago to work on a lobster boat, actually, for a week. So we went to sea, and the things like you see out there and that, and it's like people don't see any of this. Do you know what I mean? It's amazing. So lucky to live in the countryside and, you know, do this kind of fishing and hunting and shooting that we do, because like you say, we see some absolutely amazing things along the way.
Absolutely. Even going to work this morning, I was there's a road, it's not too far from here, it's known as the Ratangan Road. It'll be a fairly famous road in Ireland for being, you know, a really bad road. But I was just stopped for a second while there was a truck reversing into a yard, and I just looked out, and here was 3 swans flying out over, and I just said to myself, I just looked at it and I said, my God, isn't that put you in good humour? Put you in good humour. Just look at it and go, my J's, they are absolutely
that's it.
You know,
I think us country folk appreciate things like that a lot more. You know what I mean? Even though you get all these townies and that are against hunting and things like that, but I think us country folk actually appreciate sites like that a hell of a lot more than they would.
Yeah, I would agree.
It's irony, isn't it, Ben? That you know, we were talking about you know, there's the talk of deer being a problem in Ireland here at the minute, you know, and so on. And ironically, you know, the people who are making decisions about the solutions to these problems haven't clue about country life. You know what I'm saying? And if they only spoke to people like yourself, you know, who are kind of ingrained in the countryside, you know the smells, you know, you can smell. Come on, you know, a deer on the road, you can there's sign, you know what I'm saying, you're in tune with nature, and yet you're the last person they'll ask as to
it's this world we live in now, mate. It's just it's going downhill very fast. It really is. It's not looking good, is it? Not looking good at all.
On the positive side, we have it that there's an Irish connection here, Ben, with your fiance.
Yes.
So every cloud has a silver lining. There's a bit of Irish in everyone, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
An Irish, your other half is Irish.
She has family, connections to Ireland. I think it was her granddad was an actual. He was an Irish traveller, like a proper traveller back in the day. You know, horse and cart and that.
Wow.
So there's the Irish connection there as well. So at least we went last year to Ireland. I went with her and her mum. Had a fantastic. I mean, the Irish are fantastic just to talk to. We went into some local little pubs and absolutely fantastic. And they went back this year, earlier this year, to Ireland. Just her and her mum. Tipperary, I think it was. They went to.
So I've heard that it's Tipperary, yeah. So
Tipperary, and then what they're doing, I think next year is, I think they're heading back to Ireland to watch the hare coursing.
Oh,
because
very good.
Because my partner's, she's run lurchers all her life, and from the Midlands, and her family have all run lurchers, and that's all they know. That's what they live for. So they want to go to Ireland where it's legal and watch all that. So
that's the home of the course, and is a little part of Tipperary known as Clonmel. I don't know if you've come across.
Oh, okay, right, okay. So that could be where she's heading to next year.
Yeah, they have a huge big meeting. That's the home of the course in Ireland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's fantastic.
Big shout out to George. He got them our researcher. You got them facts nailed on there.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah, I just saw that come up. Yeah.
There you go.
Have you? This is off subject, and we are going to get back in a second. But a question for you: there's a movie, an Irish movie, called Man About Dog. Have you seen that?
I haven't. No.
Need to look at that movie, man.
I'll have a look. I'll look that up. I will.
It's a very, very good movie. A pure comedy about a couple of guys who fancy themselves at course and greyhound racing. It is super. It's a really good movie.
Right, I'll be checking that out. 100%. I'll get a lease on it.
Yeah, it's a good movie. It's a good movie. Yeah.
Getting back to the mental health side of things, how are you now mentally? Are you in a good place?
I'm good. I'm really good. I have been for a good few years now. Have been for a good few years. I've got myself in a kind of a routine ever since I got my firearms and that back. I've got my page as well on social media. The reason I started that page is to give myself a bit of oomph every day to post. I have to post something near enough every day on that page. That's what I said to myself in my head. So if I get 0 likes on something, it doesn't matter. I've just literally gone out there, I've done something and I've posted it. If it helps people along the way, then that's well and good. I also did a bit on mental health, or have done over the years on there. So I've spoken to a lot of people that are having troubles themselves, because I spoke to a friend last night about this. When someone has a firearms license or a shotgun license, who can they go to speak to? There isn't many people out there they can speak to, because if they go to a doctor's and the firearms officer finds out about this, they'll probably take their guns off of them.
Yeah.
So it's a hard one. It really is, because they've gone somewhere to ask for help. Because maybe they're feeling a bit low or something like that, they're going to get penalised for that. They're going to get their guns taken off them, their life ruined. So what I did on my page is I said, and I still do now, if anyone's having any problems, whatever, and wants someone to talk to, they can come to me. I'm not going to share whatever they say to anyone. It's literally I'm going to listen to them, and that is it. I may not know what to say. But I'll listen to them, and they can just message me constantly if they want, and I will reply when I can, as soon as possible. And it's just a chat. Do you know what I mean? Because, like I say, I don't think there's many people out there that, especially people with firearms and shotgun licenses, can go to, because they're a bit stuck. If that makes sense.
Absolutely.
Brilliant,
That's fantastic.
I never even thought of it in that sense, but it's very true when you say it like that.
I don't know. It's one of them, isn't it? It's hard. I mean, if I ever lost my rifles and that, I mean, my life's, it'll be finished. You know what I mean? I wouldn't know what to do, because I'm out there most days doing something, shooting with the shotguns, rifles, or whatever related. It'll be really hard. So I don't see how it's like, especially like gamekeepers, things like that. Who do they go to?
Exactly.
It's hard. They can't go to a doctor's and ask for help, because I believe what will happen is the firearms officer will find out, and then that'll be it.
Yeah.
So I suppose I just wanted to, just ask you before we go much further. So obviously you were saying you suffered with the drink and drugs, and you get in with a bad crew. And obviously, hunting and fishing and kind of field sports got you out. At what point did you make the change, or at what point did something trigger and go, right, this is what I want to spend my time doing now? I'm finished with that.
Right. To be totally honest, when you do like the drink and drugs, at the time it feels amazing, things like that. But it's 3-4 days later, it's you feel like absolute death. You hit that rock bottom, and in the end, I felt that bad. I even at one stage got sectioned in a psychiatric ward, I think it's called, down at the hospital. So I was actually locked away At this point, I didn't have guns and that around this time. But I was actually locked away, and it's actually like a prison in there. And there's some real horrible people, real horrible people in there. You've got to really watch your back, because the people who are in there really aren't with it whatsoever, and they can just flip a switch. And once I went in there, I was medicated. Like, I had my medication sorted properly to level me out, which is what I needed. Because of my brain injury and things like that, I needed leveling out. So I'm on that medication still now, and I probably will be for the rest of my life. But it's what saved me, if that makes sense. Yeah. So I was in there for a few weeks. They leveled me out with medication, and my firearms officer knows all this, because I had to wait. I waited probably 2 to 3 years after I was sectioned, because I did a bit of research, and there's a certain amount of time that you've got to be level and feel good. So I waited these certain amount of years, and then got in touch with my firearms officer, and I sat down with him, and I was honest as I could be with him, because they can check your Facebook, they can check your police records, they can check with your doctor. So if you lie to them, they're going to find out. They're going to find out. So I sat down and I was honest with him, and he knew I made mistakes when I was younger, and he was happy for me to get my firearms and my shotgun back. And since then, it's just it's been good. It's been really good. People say I'm living the dream, but I mean, everyone struggles. I don't care what anyone says. Everyone struggles at times. So it's just a matter of how you deal with struggling. I mean, I have up and down days. You know, everyone does. But I'm good. I'm in good. My mental health is really good at the moment, and has been for years.
That's great to hear, man. That's absolutely great to hear. And I think, just like we were talking about that, and I think one of the biggest things at the minute is a lack of honesty within people.
Yes.
And
yes.
Some people feel compelled to be on social media and almost prove to people, like try to ram it down people's throats that they're great. Everything is brilliant. Yeah. The best life ever, rather than coming on and going, you know something, I actually feel like shit today. I don't know what's going on.
Exactly that.
There's bills coming in. I'd love to go away, but I for whatever. But you never see that side of it. You know, you never see what that end of it. And I think that is very damaging. We're kind of
that's the problem. I think with nowadays, like you say, with social media, everyone paints this absolute perfect picture.
Yeah.
And it's not like that at all. I mean, you've probably got friends on your Facebook or whatever, and they put a post up, and then you look at it and you think, really, have you honestly just put that? Because you know the truth. But all these other people looking at this post they've put up, believe them. And
I think with men, we struggle with it because we're not as vocal. We're usually the last people that go and talk to someone, and we're in different, and not in all cases, but a lot of times, women are great at talking, and they talk to each other and stuff. And if you ask a fella how you getting on, what's the first thing he always says? Yeah, grand. When he might, it's just a natural thing. But I think for men as well, you could be having a horrendously bad week, and you're really trying your best.
Yeah.
You're trying so hard. You're working all the hours under the sun, and you're trying to be the best partner and the best father and the best employee, and you look at somebody else. You might go onto Instagram and you see someone else that doesn't do any of that, and they're on a holiday of a lifetime in Hawaii or something. Do you know what I mean? And it kind of eat away at you. But you think you have to kind of stand back and take it at face value. What is it? It's just a picture or post on Instagram. It doesn't mean absolutely.
Exactly. It means nothing. Absolutely nothing. And I think people need to realise that. Do you know what I mean? It's just a made up world out there. Social media is just all made up. A lot of it's just all lies. And I've always said that about my page as well. I will never lie to anyone. Do you know what I mean? I'm so open on that. I put a video up yesterday. I was meant to be fishing on Sunday, but I just had a mad 24 hours where I just couldn't be asked to do anything. But I went on the live and I said that I just had 24 hours. I needed to just sleep because with my brain injury and that as well, I have chronic fatigue. So I can do something, but the next day, man, I need to stay in bed and I need to sleep. And on Sunday, I just had one of them 24 hours. And I said on there, I said, I just felt shit. Do you know what I mean? But you never see that from a lot of people. Like you say, you just see all this good stuff. But half the time it's just all made up and it's just a fantasy, really.
There's no substance to it,
No substance to it. Exactly right.
Yeah. Look, we'd probably, I don't know whether you noticed this as well, Ben, with your page, like by times, because, obviously, same as yourself, we have to post every day and so on, or you put up videos and pictures and so on. And there's, I don't know, it's probably slightly different from because we're what would you say, the podcast, it needs to be advertised, to keep listeners and so on. But you're putting up content, and then there's also at the back of it, because there'll be comments, some people saying, geez, you guys have the life, we work as, aside the podcast, the hobby in inverted commas, but conscious of that, because we're posting, a hunting picture or video or stuff, that everyone thinks that, by default, that's all you're doing, and there's, you don't have the normal day to day, which is not correct. And we're kind of, what would you say, we're a party to that, because obviously we don't tell, like, we're on the podcast page, so we're not advertising, being down in the working under a machine or building a house and so you're by default creating a kind of or we are creating a false picture of our actual daily life,
100%. Yeah, definitely. I mean, the thing is, I doubt people would want to see me or pictures and videos of me sleeping. Do you know what I mean? But like you say, they don't see that side of things. Do you know what I mean? They don't see the bad stuff going on. They only see the good stuff. Yeah. You know what I mean? I may go for a stalk in the morning and shoot nothing, but I'll do a stalk in the evening and shoot a doe or whatever, like I have this week. But I don't post about the morning. Do you know what I mean? I only post about the evening where it's good.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because everyone's seen a picture of a wood or my gun and that plenty of times. So they're looking at it. Bloody hell, he's had a good day. It's been stalking the once. Well, no, actually, I went out this morning, didn't get nothing.
Yeah,
but
that's very true.
It's retired.
It's one of them, isn't it?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Definitely. Yeah.
But I think, look, it's good to highlight that there is aside from all the kind of, and we're trying to, I suppose that's what we're trying to shine light on today is that. Yes, look, we're trying to we're absolutely highlighting all the positives that goes on in our world, and trying to bring them to the forefront of our minds. But everyone has a shit day, everyone has a bad day or a bad week. But it does get better. It does get better,
definitely.
Oh, 100%. It always does get better. Nothing can, these bad times can't last like forever. Do you know what I mean? And you always got to tell yourself that. I mean, you've got to get up. You've got to push yourself to get out there and do something. It's no good moping around when you're feeling shit or you wake up, you feel bad. It's no good sitting around. You've got to really push yourself to get out there and do stuff to change it for the better. Yeah. I believe anyway. I know everyone's different and they have their different stories and that, but I think you've really got to put the effort in and get up and get out there and do what you can. Do the best.
I'd second that. I think mental health is no different really than anything. If you want good mental health, like if you want a nice kind of a house or you want a nice car or, you want a nice rifle, you have to work for it. Yeah. It's
yeah. You're not given anything in this world. You've got to work for it.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly right.
So, you have to go out and change it, isn't that it? And you have to to contribute to do you have kind of daily little routines, Ben, that you go through, small things that you kind of you do, or is it just a kind of collective of larger?
I don't. Well, I could say I wing it. Do you know what I mean? I just, yeah. I get up, check the weather forecast. Right, what am I doing today? Or I have something planned. Like this Sunday, I am going fishing. I'm going to make the effort to go fishing because I didn't go last week. But I don't have like routines as such. I mean, me and my nan. I don't know if you've heard about my nan, but we are very close.
Yes.
So I see her every day at least once. And when we have mole jobs, we catch moles for landowners and that. So I'll have her out with me. But this time of year, it's so wet out there. You're wasting your time. I mean, the tunnels are flooded. So at the moment, I haven't really got a routine going. So at the moment, I'm just winging it. Sorry.
Your nan comes out mole hunting with you, mole catching.
Yes, mate. Yes, she does. She does.
That is.
She is fantastic. Honest to God, she is my rock. Honestly, I'm sorry, Elise, but she, me and Nan. Well, the thing is, I think it was about a year and a half ago we lost Grandad. Now, Nan, and Grandad have been close since I was very little, like so really close. I see him every day. So we lost Grandad about a year and a half ago, and I thought myself, because me and Grandad were very close, is I've got to take Nan under my wing. I've got to look after my Nan because they were together, I think, 66 years they were married. That's a hell of a long time, that is. So I can't bear to think of how she feels losing someone like that.
Yes.
So I've taken her under my wing now. So she's my mole catcher, and we've actually caught moles for. Do you know Rag and Bone Man, the singer?
Yes.
Yes. Well, we've caught moles at his house. I used to be good friends with Rory, Rag and Bone Man, when I was younger. So that's someone famous, and then the author of the Harry Potter books.
Wow.
We've done 2 jobs for them now. So we did them last week, caught their moles. So we even have some famous people as well. We do it for.
Deadly, man. That's such a cool little adventure for you and your
It is mad, absolute crazy. She loves it, and then I do have to tell her off sometimes because she does say the wrong things to some of the customers. But yeah, that's right.
She's earned the right to do that. Right?
That's it. I say, Nan, you're getting old. Just keep quiet. Come on, please.
Do you have a cool name for the enterprise for the 2 years? What's the company name, or do you have any?
Oh my God, I'm gonna have to come up with one. I think I'm gonna have to come up with one. Everyone says I should have a Facebook page for my Nan. Everyone loves Nan. I mean, she's come carp fishing with me. I had her on the game cart on a pheasant shoot last year for the season.
That is
what else? What else we do? Oh, we do metal detecting. So we're out 2-3 times a week metal detecting.
that's brilliant.
And we started that since we lost Grandad. And I think the oldest thing we've found is 3,500 years old, which is a Bronze Age axe head.
Oh, man.
Wow.
So that's mega old. We found 2 gold coins, loads of things we found in the last year and a half.
That is savage, man. That's something I always said I'd love to do. I always said
mad. It's good fun, but people don't realise there is a lot of crap out there. There is a lot. So you're digging up loads of tin foil and nails, and you've got to go through a lot of rubbish to get the good stuff. But it is good fun.
Do you have to hand them into somewhere, or can you?
Yeah, I think if it's over 300 years old, it's got to go to the fines liaison officer. So there's one down in Lewis Museum down the road from me, and the axe, the Bronze Age axe head, I had to give to her. So she takes photos, records it, and if the museum wants it, then you have to give it to them, and they'll give you some money. But they didn't want it, so I put it back here.
Oh,
home.
That's better, isn't it?
that's nice to have.
That's better, yeah. I mean, even the gold coins, one of them's from India, about 300 years old, and then I've got another one from this country, a third guinea, which is about 350 years old. I think they're only about £400-500 they're worth, but I'd never get rid of them because the memory of finding them with Nan, if that makes sense.
All the times they would have changed hands down through the years.
Incredible. Absolutely incredible.
That's wicked, man. That's wicked. Come here, before we wrap it up, before we let you go, a couple of little simple questions that we're going to start rolling out. We want to ask all our guests, right?
No problem.
Favorite rifle caliber?
223.
223. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Favorite fish? Favorite, I suppose, coarse fish?
Carp.
Carp.
Carp, yeah.
Okay. Favorite country or favorite part of the UK to hunt?
It's got to be Scotland now. After the other week, it's got to be Scotland. Is that all right?
That's absolutely
good, man. That's
perfectly 110%.
Yeah.
And last but not least, favorite fishing / hunting memory?
Right. A bit of a long one. Is that all right?
Far away.
For it.
Right. So a couple of weeks back, I went to Scotland, and I planned this for 7-8 years now, and I've never been able enough to do it. Is to travel to Scotland to go and try for a red stag. Well, I had a recent back operation earlier this year, which sorted me out good and proper. So I had it booked for last month. So me and Elise went up there to Scotland, and fantastic week, absolutely fantastic. I went wildfowling every morning, shooting pinkfoot geese and the odd duck. And then second to final day, I proposed to Elise in the Highlands, and she said yes, which was good. And then the last day, everything just clicked into place. So we went out to try for a red stag, and I spotted this group of stags with the thermal about a mile away. They were on a hill. Yeah. So me and Martin said we've made a little plan and how we were going to get up there. So I reckon it must have taken an hour and a half to get up this blooming hill, and I'm not the fittest. And anyway, we got up there in between some calves and some younger stags as well that were there. And he said, right, there's a cracking buck just over the hill, and I hadn't seen it. He said, right, go alone. So I crawled on all fours in the direction he said, and I got to the brow of the hill, peered over, and this almighty stag stood there. Now you've got to think, for 20 odd years I've been hunting, and my dream is to go up a hill in Scotland and shoot a red stag.
Yeah.
And it was standing there. Well, I got up on the sticks and I went for a high shoulder shot, and it just reared up and just fell to the ground. And I let out the almightiest roar going, and I just burst into tears. Now, all the emotion of the whole week of proposing, we even tried at the start of the week for a stag and it didn't work out. To this day, everything just worked out. The emotions just all come out of me, and I bagged my first stag, and I'd proposed to Elise as well the day before. So that had to be the best.
Perfect week, man.
Yeah.
The hair standing on the back.
Absolutely. I was just, I never had emotions like that come out hunting something, if that makes sense.
Unbelievable.
Absolutely brilliant.
Unreal.
No, I have one last question, and it's as important as the rest of them there. Quad sticks or tripod?
Oh, that's a good one.
Quad sticks.
Quad sticks.
I liked you, Ben. I liked you, man. I knew.
Yeah.
I will convert you. Yeah, okay.
Absolutely brilliant. Ben Blackford, it's been an absolute pleasure to have you on the podcast.
Thank you ever so much. And it's lovely to speak to you lads as well.
Fantastic story. One, I think a lot of people are going to get a lot from. And
thank you so much for sharing.
Total success.
It's no problem at all. And like I said, my page is there as well. If anyone needs to talk, I may not know what to say. Do you know what I mean? But I'm there to listen. So head over there and just give me a message, and I'm always there.
Countryside Couple, it's a brilliant page. We follow it here.
Yeah.
Fantastic. It's
Check
full
them
of
out.
great content, and
Yeah.
check it out. And also, look at you're over in Ireland. Make sure it's up.
Give us a shout, man. We'll get you out.
We will. Thank you ever
Can I
so
jump
much.
in there quickly, lads?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead there. Yeah.
Ben, thank you so much for coming on. And obviously, I was a bit nervous asking and setting this interview up with you. So thank you so much
it's my pleasure, mate.
for all of this. So really, thank you. Your story was absolutely amazing. So thank you for coming on.
It's my pleasure, mate. Thank you ever so much for inviting me.
Lovely stuff, Ben. And tell your nan and the best of wishes to yourself and Elise. And we'll be talking to you in the coming weeks and days.
You take care. Cheers, guys.
Cheers, Ben. Take it easy, man.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
And we're back, lad.
and we're back.
That was very, very interesting.
Yep, brilliant.
Yeah. He's some very, very interesting story, doesn't he?
Yeah, really, really cool dude, cool story, like fascinating.
Yeah.
Yeah, and look, I suppose mad how we've been talking about for the last probably nearly a year now about the benefits and stuff of getting outside and getting the feet in the ground, and I'm sure he's the absolute epitome of it, you know.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I love his honesty and the way he was dealing with different things, and how he's some of the darkest days and some of the issues he's had, and we said it in the podcast there. That's what's probably missing nowadays in social media and stuff, is a bit of honesty.
Yeah,
everyone
absolutely.
paints this fucking rosy picture of everything that just doesn't exist.
That's it, man. That's it. Yeah, and look, I think we're all guilty of it. By times you kind of it's like the everyone tells you about the bet that won in the bookies, but they won't tell you about the
ones
the
that
10 that lost,
Yeah.
And we're all a little bit guilty of that at times, I think. But I think we just need to be more conscious. I think that there's, not everyone's having a fucking good day. Not everyone's having a great day.
No.
And if you can, what I took there is like he obviously he's a huge following on social media and so on. So he struck a chord with a lot of people, and taking the time to reach out to people if they're having a bad day or just need to chat.
Yeah.
I think that's cool. It's a testament to the man he is,
Yeah, absolutely, man. 100%. Yeah. A real genuine sort of fella, and it was a pleasure to get him on, and hopefully we'll get out for a hunt with him at some stage.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, that'd be the dream. It'd be brilliant. Share a hunt with a man like that. He's obviously hugely experienced hunter. So, like we said earlier, I think he'd teach you a thing or two about a thing or two.
He would, absolutely, man. Without yeah. I totally and utterly 110% agree with you. Come here, we do a bit of gear talk, will we?
Let's do it.
And now it's time for a little thing we like to call Let's Talk Gear. And we're back, lad.
And we're back.
Turn this week of the owl ATN.
Yes. What do we have on the menu? ATN night vision.
Yeah.
Right. Tell us a bit about it, Brenny. You've just been out and trialed and tested and
yeah, exactly. I don't have the data sheets for it here in front of me, but I can tell you what I can tell you about it. She's I have that. I must have that. I'd say I have that going on 2 years now. I'd say.
You had it before I came along.
I had it on the 243.
Yeah.
And I put it on the 17 then. Yeah. So for those that don't know, it's the ATN 4K 5x20 night vision scope. It's, I think they're still available anywhere. Obviously you have to license them now and all that sort of jazz. I use it obviously for foxes mostly, and the odd time if I'm going out after rabbits and stuff like that. But just thought we talk about this week. We had a couple of questions, and I seen a couple of posts on some Facebook groups and asking about them and stuff. But I think, man, they're a serious bit of kit, like for
great quality.
The picture quality is absolutely fantastic. Functionality of it's very, very easy to function. obviously there's an app that you download. I think it's Obsidian is the name of the app, I think, or something along the lines of that you download, that you can stream and you can, exactly, yeah. I suppose with the ATN, there's a couple of real positives for it. I think, do you know the way, like a lot of other manufacturers, you can buy the scope and then you can, if you want to get the infrared with it, the torch with it, then there's another.
Yeah.
If you want one that has Wi-Fi, then there's an additional cost.
Yes.
I think the ATN, by and large, you just buy it and it comes with its as it is, you know. Mine, obviously, it has the built-in, obviously, Wi-Fi, and it comes with that. Battery, this is kind of a subject lads are divided on. Well, it seems to actually mostly be me that's divided on. Everyone says that the battery life is fantastic. And I will say, I think they recommend there's nearly 18 hours of battery life on it.
Wow.
That's from new, like, you know. The battery life is fantastic on it. Like,
that is phenomenal, yeah.
Yeah, it is very, very, very long lasting. But for me, I just love, like, the likes of, say, the pulsars and infrared's idea.
The external battery.
The external battery is a serious job, because, which has happened, I'd go in some night and say, I'll grab it out, next thing I powered on and go, yeah, there's something, you know, there might be
to leave the gun sitting in the thing,
to charge it up and the whole. Whereas if you had a couple of them there charged, you know, one of them is going to be charged all the time, you know.
And I suppose the other thing is you have to take out your gun
to charge it
and scope,
yeah,
which is not.
No, that's another thing exactly. I end up having to lay it in the corner of the room. I just don't like the whole idea of that.
Yeah,
that's one place that they definitely could have approved it. But picture quality, as good as it is at night time, which is very good. Daytime is fantastic, man.
Yeah. The
picture quality on it during the day. Now, I don't have a lot of footage on it because I'm usually out at nighttime with it. But honest to God, the picture quality in daytime is phenomenal.
Yeah. And I think I've looked through your scope. It's smashing in the nighttime. It's a lovely piece of kit. Easy to maneuver when you're out in the field.
Yeah.
And it looks like a kind of semi-traditional scope.
Yeah.
I know you up close you'd obviously tell about any of them, but and pretty lightweight as well, I think.
Yeah, it's fairly lightweight. I think it's run of the mill, I suppose, for any of them. But there's a couple of other things, neat little things on it. The kind of the zeroing effort, which I think by and large are nearly all the same now, when you want to zero directly, you can go in, you see your crosshairs, you take your shot, you see where the hole is in retrospect to where you had your crosshairs, and then just using the buttons on top, you scroll the crosshair across to where the bullet actually entered.
So you actually take a picture.
Exactly, and then you scroll across the picture, and then that's it. That's it, essentially, zeroed. You can set up numerous different profiles for it. Now, I've tried this a couple of times, and I couldn't get it right. So, I don't know, it's something I'm not doing right, because I tried to have one for the 243 and one for the 17. Okay. But I could never get it right. I could only ever get the one. But it does have that as an option. You can put multiple profiles on it if you want to, you know. There's loads of different settings on it, your crosshairs even. There's loads of different options. You can have them green, colours, red, blue, size-wise, the whole block. If you just want a hole in the centre of it, the whole lot, whatever it takes, you can have the whole lot. What else is there about it? Zoom, okay, so obviously mine's the 5x20, which is obviously between 5 to 20 times magnification. There is another one that's available. I think it's a 3 to 14. It'd be kind of I suppose a cheaper one.
Yeah.
Slightly cheaper now. With the zoom on it, right? So it goes to say 5 to 20. Now you can actually override the 20 on it, that you can go a lot higher.
Yeah.
But obviously you get poorer
quality
picture. But I have to stress this, during the day, on full magnification, man, it's like looking through. I honestly, it is. You would hard tell apart. You wouldn't think you were looking through a digital scope.
Very good, very good.
For what I would say is a fairly budget entry. I think new now you can buy these scopes. Don't quote me this, for around about €800.
Okay.
You know, so they are on the lower end of it, like.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, they are. So bang for buck, they are on the lower end of it, you know. But the quality anyway, definitely during the daytime. Obviously at night time, when you start to wind it in, it becomes very blurred.
Yeah, look, I think it's to be, because obviously light is at a premium at night time, and that's like them all, isn't it? You know, when you start to zoom in, you're going to lose something becomes a lot more pixelated, I think, is the technical term, isn't that right?
Absolutely. Yeah,
but look, a good, very good scope, Brenny.
Very, very good scope. Good scope for the money. Obviously, I think any other the next kind of scopes to it would be obviously a bit higher in price. But then, of course, in my opinion, there is some downsides to the ATM. I've already spoke about the external battery. I don't know if you could really qualify that as that's just a little thing I'd like changed in it, you know.
Yeah.
But it's I won't necessarily mark as a point against it because again the battery it is in it has a phenomenal battery life on it. It's brilliant. You know?
I think you probably would take a little bit less battery life, but external you could lock it away and then charge your batteries when you're not. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I think that's
have the gun locked away.
But look, it's hard to get what do you say?
6 of one, half does the other.
It's hard to get something with everything. Isn't it? You know
exactly.
what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Bad points, in my opinion, on it are okay. So the focus on it, okay, not the zoom, the actual focus. You would nearly want
a vice grips on
it. It's outrageously stiff, and you've seen it, and it is kind of annoying because when you're trying to focus more often than not when you're steady on something, and you won't be able to hold the rifle steady.
Yeah,
and focus. You won't.
That's one of the things. I think one of the first nights I was out with you, you said to me, "You won't," and I said, "He's over yet. You weren't. You were under exaggerating.
Yeah,
you want two hands to turn it.
You would.
Which presents the problem. You have to take it down off the sticks and then try and at night time and then put it back up and see where you are.
Yeah,
and that would be very easily rectified with a little thumb tab or something like that.
Well, it actually has a thumb tab on it, but even with that, there is a small little thumb tab.
Is there? Yeah.
Even with that, man, you're really like you literally have to get your finger underneath it and kind of lever it.
Yeah.
So it is unnecessarily. I don't know what the thought process was behind that, but it is way too stiff.
And is that like with them, or is it?
Apparently, it's with them all. Yeah. Apparently, it's with them all. I was talking to another fella, and he had one, and then another guy that had one, he said his is the same. And he says when it was brand new, his was the very same as well. Just really, really stiff.
And you'd wonder the thinking behind that. Like, what is it? You know, you have your settings. You don't want to be like, but different conditions will need.
100%.
Now I do know. Look, it's the same on the pulsar. It's not as stiff as that, obviously, and they have corrected to put a really large thumb grip on it. But like I can understand it being,
Yeah,
maybe slightly.
Some sort of,
that you don't when you're hitting off it, you're thrown over your shoulder.
Exactly.
But you still need to be able to one hand focus. That's just
definitely like an armoured scope.
A must,
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. You need a bit of resistance, but not to that extent. So there's that. It comes, as it says, like I suppose it can't be too picky. It does come with an infrared torch. But it's honestly,
they're all throwaway, aren't they?
Yeah, honestly, God, it's no addition at all. I'd say you'd struggle to see 100 yards with it now. In fairness, you probably would, And it has one of these odd batteries. It's like a C2 battery, or it's the battery comes with. It's not right. So anyway, I just chucked that off it, and I have the night sight on it. But the issue I have is the mount. Mine is like I have like a small Picatinny mount on top of the scope as well, that fits them. But actually, I'd like one that's more permanently mounted with an adjuster, an actual physical adjuster. The ones, because you have to actually focus your light as well as focus your scope and that as well. But
I have that adjustable. I think
you have that adjustable.
Alex Lebecq, I think, does them.
Yes, he does. That's actually the man I got the scope off. So I should have actually, or not the scope, the torch. So I need to get one of them off him. Zero. I've lost zero on it probably 2 or 3 times now at this stage. For whatever reason, I don't know. I've never let it drop or anything close to that now, and I wouldn't mind it. I genuinely would mind it. So it's just one of those things, and I think we've heard it across the board with a lot of night vision scopes. You have to just check your zero on it. It's probably good practice to have on it, to check re-zero on it. Once since I got it, and I can't remember, were you with me when it happened, or was Big Mac with me? We went up, and was it you with me? Anyway, the scope lost everything. Like I could when I was looking into it, I couldn't see the screen. Now, when you press buttons, you can hear the scope functioning. That sort of way. And there's certain noises that hear. And actually, when I paired it to my phone and you can use your phone as the viewer.
You can see it.
I could see it, and as I zoomed, I could see it, but the actual screen, what I was looking at, didn't work.
Okay.
It wasn't working, so I was like, oh, here we go. But I just literally knocked it off and turned it back on, and it came back on.
So it was an electrical error or a programming error or something like that.
Something along the lines of that happened. But yeah, bang for buck. If it's a serious little bit of gear for for I say I have it in the 1.7, I had it in the 2.43 for foxes, rabbits, anything.
There's one little thing that I obviously knowing it was coming up tonight. I think we were out one night, and obviously when the IR goes dead, it's game over.
Game over. That's another very good point.
Just be aware of that.
It
There's
doesn't.
no torch or no. Will
no. Unlike the pulsar and some of them,
it'll pick up some light.
It doesn't pick up ambient light at all.
Yeah,
for whatever reason.
So it's primarily a digital scope. It doesn't take in ambient light and correlate it. So that's probably just something for people to be aware of, that if, as has happened as well, if your IR battery goes dead, it is game over.
Yeah, it is.
Whereas some of the other ones, I don't know, not them all, but some of them have, you can shine a torch and it'll pick it up. It'll pick it up.
Yeah.
But other than that, very good. Look, as you say, probably it's where other scopes are coming entry-wise into the market. Yeah. You're getting your IR with your Wi-Fi. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yeah.
Whereas the next scope, you have to probably start at the base model for that kind of money.
Definitely.
But still, there's a lot in it for bang for buck. You're getting a lot there for your few bob.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think for anyone that's kind of thinking of getting into it, I think it's certainly a great. I don't even want to call it a start, right? Because you could use it. There's lads, veterans that are using this scope. But if you don't want to be going mad price wise, it's probably it's a good little purchase
good
for you.
Out there. Very good.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah.
Out of 10, Brennan.
Out of 10, I'm going to give it 8, man, because I'm going to give it 8. I'm not going to give it 8. I'm going to give it 7. I'm going to give it 7 out of 8. Out of 10, sorry. I'm going to give it 7
for
out of 10.
For the few little things we've
talked about. I'm going to take a pint off, obviously, for the ambient light, and you're right to remind me because I forgot about that. That is one thing that is, when you see some of the other scopes and on a clear light, you wouldn't nearly need the
IR sometimes you'd have to knock it off. It's nearly too bright.
Too bright, yeah, exactly. So it doesn't have that. I'm going to take another mark off it for the for basically the fact that the
external battery and stuff,
the external battery, and then the focus wheel. The focus is just way
that out of the three things you've said there, right?
Yeah,
that one would annoy me the most. Yeah, because I think it's kind of like you that's the first thing you put it up is, and you focus your scope.
You need that to be smooth. Like.
To smooth, yeah.
And
it's generally a case where you put it up and there's something fucking there, and you're
by the time you go to focus
around,
you'll be off it, and then you have to
the other
back.
two things you can, there's ways and means around them and so on. And it's not the be all and end all, but that one would annoy me the most, I think.
Yeah, it would.
And as I said, you did show me that the very first night we were out. And I didn't believe you, but I did believe you by the time.
100%. Yeah,
because you were literally
literally
fucking two hands, and two hands. You'd have to give it a good squeeze now.
Good squeeze, exactly. Yeah, so that's one thing that I know there is newer ones out. I don't know if they're improving that. I haven't had it.
Well, we'd love to hear if anyone has them there. Let us know.
Yeah, and they do one that they have a thermal version of it as well. So I know there's a lot of lads in the UK are using them as well. So
very good.
It'd be interesting to know. Anyway,
very good stuff.
So that's it. That's the ATN 4K. I'm not sure where they're available. They're available in just Google it. They're available in gun shops nationwide.
Yeah.
I think we'll put it out there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. So,
Get on it.
That's it, man.
You're out tomorrow.
I'm out in the morning. It's tomorrow evening. I'm going to go out tomorrow evening. Well, I'm going to go out tomorrow. Drop the kids out of school, bring the dog, bring the gun, head out for a pheasant, and then I might bring my gun with me and zero it. Just check zero. I might bring the rifle with me.
Yeah.
I'd just like to know. I just like wouldn't mind put one or two more through it because I haven't,
Yeah.
in a while, and I might do that as well, and then I go for a deer then tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah, and look, we will get out for a fox very soon. I know we will threaten it this week.
I know. We were going to go out last night. It was the last night, but it was a horrendous fucking night, man. Yeah.
we'll definitely get out. That's a good way to check zero as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, without a doubt. Not as big of a prize at stake.
Yeah, exactly, man. Well, the very best of luck tomorrow. If I don't get to join you in the second part of it, the best of luck. I hope you come home with
honest to Jesus, man.
A bag full of meat and memories. Isn't that it?
Exactly right. See if you can join me, you'd be more than welcome.
Well, thanks a million, buddy.
We've a nice little dish to talk about as well, haven't we?
That's it. This brings us straight on to the Hunter's...
Hunter's Kitchen, man.
Yeah. I was thinking about the Hunter's Kitchen. I keep, for some reason, calling it in my head the Hunter's Table.
The Hunter's Table? Don't know. Are you thinking we need a name change here?
Yeah. I don't know.
Okay.
It just keeps, every time, and I don't know what's in my head, Hunter's Table. Does that sound better? We'll ask our listeners maybe tomorrow.
Exactly. Let us know.
There you go.
Yeah. But let us know, man.
Yeah, I actually tried this one out this evening, so I field tested this model.
Okay.
And
you put it up there for you put it up for a nice little for allow people to vote in. Am I right in saying that?
I did, yes. We had two options. We had a ceviche and a steak. Ceviche a la forklift. And I was kind of hoping for the ceviche.
So was I, man, if I'm being honest about it.
Yeah.
I haven't had it since we had it out on our boat that time.
Yeah, and I wanted to ask actually Pat, now I'll ask him again the next time I'm chatting to him, but I took my steaks out of the freezer yesterday. Can you do ceviche with frozen steak that's after being frozen? I don't know.
I don't know.
Ideally, I think it should be fresh, maybe.
I'd say so, yeah. I'd say so.
But look,
I'm sure you probably could. But if I was to bet on it, I'd say fresh.
I would prefer.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so look, there's a question. But anyway, feck all people vote for the ceviche. Everyone went with the steak.
For the steak,
and look, they won't be disappointed. This is...
Is it?
I'm telling you, Brennan.
Unreal.
Try it tomorrow, man. Take your steaks out of the fridge.
Are you serious?
Did you get all pepper steaks or did you get a few ordinary ones?
No, I have a few ordinary ones.
Oh, man. Dude, it's the most simple thing to do.
Go away.
I actually, very late in the day, I took out my little fucking barbecue, took a few cinders out of the fire, fucked them on it and threw me coals and stuff, and that got a good spark pretty quick. And that's a good little trick for anyone who does have the open fire. Gets the job going a little bit quicker.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, my little portable barbecue is kind of what would you say? It's small to do all the steaks for a family. Yeah. Pat has. I'll run through you need very few ingredients, which is cool. Your venison steaks from the leg, ideally. Try to get whole cuts. A bit of mint, oil. They like to use rapeseed oil. I just use olive oil. Salt. I used rock salt with a little bit of it's infused garlic.
Oh yeah.
I just had it in the press, but rock salt or Himalayan salt I would kind of recommend. And then Worcestershire sauce.
What's your sister's sauce?
Worcestershire sauce.
What's your sister's sauce?
Worcestershire sauce. Yeah.
What's your sister's sauce?
And that is it, man.
What?
That is it, right? So you lash in. I just got a little bit of a bowl. Took out my steaks this morning. Fucked them in a bowl.
Yeah.
Actually, I didn't do it this morning. When I came home after lunch, I put them in the bowl because it said not to leave the Worcestershire sauce too long.
Yeah.
So yeah, put them in a little bit in a bowl, lashed in a little bit of Worcestershire sauce, and give them a little toss around. Threw them back in the fridge. Took them out an hour and a half before I went to cook them, and then just put them on the barbecue, offset heat. Oh, yeah. So I get them a little bit of a flame over the thing because my barbecue, I don't have really too much offset heat in the barbecue.
I get
a little bit of flame, and then I just push them to one side, and roughly half an hour for individual steaks. But if you're going with if you have a full cut, it's an hour. And while you're waiting for that to do, man, just run back inside, big chopping board, a big fucking handful of mint, fresh mint, onto a board, chop it up, throw a bit of olive oil on top of it, mix that in, chop it on, all on the chopping board, and the salt, chop it all in. Take off your steaks. I did potato wedges with it. Very simple, parboil, a couple of big chunks of spud, olive oil on the thing. I go with like an Italian herb, oregano, thyme, a small bit of rosemary, a good bit of rock salt, and onion powder and garlic powder.
Oh, yeah.
I just mix that into the oil, throw in the parboiled spuds, lash them in the oven, give them a few tosses around, and they went down a treat, man. Steaks off the grill, and drizzled this mint infused oil.
God, man.
I'm not exaggerating that. It's the simplest thing to make. 5 stars, man.
No,
do you know?
way, Daddy. Serious, yeah.
The steaks were melting in your mouth. The little bit of Worcester sauce just gave them a kind of a. I'm salivating, man. I think somebody else commented on me salivating when I'm reading out these menus. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'd eat another fucking plate if I had it now.
Oh,
it was
fucking savage.
Do it tomorrow,
my
man.
God,
do yourself a favor.
Man.
Or Saturday.
Yeah, I might do that. Yeah, that'd be class. I have steaks there. I might take some out, yeah.
And you have your big barbecue. You can actually do the offset thing.
Yeah. But mine's a gas barbecue. It's kind of cheating, though.
Yeah, but still, man.
Yeah.
Throw a little bit of. Can you throw a little bit of sawdust or something in it? No, I don't know. I don't know, man.
No, a hip MDF.
No, I think you can actually buy a little metal pot for smoking.
Smoking. Yeah, you actually could do. Yeah, that's
so
true. That's true. I don't have one, but yeah, you could do. Yeah.
Yeah, not actual sawdust. You know, the sweepings of the turf.
Hip pallets, old chef pallets.
Go down to the joiner and hip MDF. Fucking sawdust.
Exactly. Poison you.
Do not do that if anyone's listening.
No, fucking not.
But once the steaks are, we'll put up the recipe here. Core temperature 55. I didn't test them.
Yeah.
Mine were just slightly pink with a lovely little pink vein in the middle.
Nice.
Oh my God.
Can I say something here now, off topic as well? The meat thermometers. I got one. Some job.
They're supposed to be savage, yeah.
Ah, man, they're fucking savage.
Yeah.
They're absolutely class. Got one here a couple of weeks ago. Just done a cooked chicken here the other day, and it's like, I think cooked chicken internal temperature should be, don't quote me on this, 86 degrees, I think.
And talks to your phone, I'll tell you, does it?
Yeah, my one doesn't. But like if you're ever, you know the way normally, if I'm doing a cooked chicken, if I want to test it, maybe it's the old school way, stick in the fork, when the juices run clear, you're good to go.
Yeah.
It's this shock, man. Just stick it in. Boom, 2 seconds. Yeah, that's absolutely perfect.
I've been hinting at one of these for Christmas for the last couple of years, and I'm not saying
I'll text
she might be listening.
I'll text her there on.
But I want one of the ones that talks to the phone, man. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
Job. Yeah, but like, I probed it the other day, and I ended up taking the chicken out, I would say about 10 minutes earlier than I normally would.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, and it was delicious.
Huge thanks to the boys in Smoking Soul, man. I cannot wait to taste. This is me cooking their recipe, and it's savage. So I can't wait to get down.
I'm not going to air for a week solid, man.
I'm going to, yeah. I'd like to have squirrel. Do you know the squirrel stores up nuts?
Yeah.
I'll be storing up space in my belly.
I can't wait to go down, man.
Yeah, and the guys I think we'll be peas in the pod. The boys down there are they're like ourselves.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Now, as I would like to call it, normal 5/8.
That's
Do you know what I mean?
That's it.
That's exactly it, lad. Deadly.
And I was thinking as well. Last night I was out late in the game room. Just I was butchering up one of the deers. My sister actually came down for a few steaks.
Yeah,
she was giving me a hand.
Yeah.
So I skinned them and quartered them, and then I butchered up one of the deers.
Oh my God!
What's that?
Go on. One of the deers.
Sorry, I didn't mean that to be an asshole. But
all right, whatever. Yeah, go on.
It's a horrendous fucking curse.
Oh, yeah, bollocks.
And the job I had to push the old pheasant out of the way as well. Oh, Jesus.
Jesus Christ.
My left arm was sore.
Judging by the size of them, I wouldn't say take much pushing.
Look at now. We'll say no more. This is going to get dirty now for this week.
No, yeah, honest to God.
I was saying, just because I was thinking about the recipe.
Yeah.
And do you know where you have to the back leg?
Yeah.
When you're breaking it down, you could leave a lot of it more, roast like that for these type of recipes. Okay. So, rather than cutting them into individual steaks and package them all individually,
you
could leave an actual, your rump or your sirloin or whatever intact, and then you can actually do it as a full fillet on the barbecue and then just carve it open.
Oh my God.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely, I know what you're saying, man. Yeah, that's savage.
Yeah, so that's
I'm just thinking of something here, right? And we'll reach out to Smoking Soul, and I don't know why you have in my head. Like, could you do like? And this probably sounds very weird.
You're smacking your lips, so it must be good, man.
It sounds good in my head, like.
If there's Bovril mixed on this fucking thing, man, end of interview.
No,
Yourself and Christy can go and fuck off now.
No, I want to do like a venison gyros, or a venison with like a Greek yogurt, slash kind of cream cheese, kind of a dip, or a. Do you know what I'm trying to?
Yeah,
I
know what you're getting at.
Do you know what I'm getting at?
Yeah, I don't know how to get there, but I know where you're going.
I think there'd be something very, very nice there, with a little bit of spring onion through it or something, maybe. You know what I mean? A little bit of spring onion, or
I get you.
A bit of watercress, chive. That's
there
what
you
I
go.
think of, chive. Yeah, something like that'd be fucking savage, man. Yeah, I'm starving now. Had venison burgers for dinner tonight. Was it tonight or last night? No, last night.
Nice.
Savage. Very, very nice. Yeah.
Didn't try my venison burgers yet, did you?
I didn't actually, man.
No.
They're there. I actually do
do
need
that,
to.
man.
I do need to get
They're
them.
going on a treat now.
Are they good?
I've heard them back now a few times.
Is there jalapenos in them?
No.
No.
Put a little bit of paprika. Probably a little bit too much paprika, but I like a bit of paprika.
I love paprika. I put paprika in a lot of stuff, man.
Yeah.
I do, like, honestly.
Well, then you like them burgers, man.
Yeah, I do, man. I do.
Yeah.
Stir fry, I always put paprika in it. Which makes a bit of a...
Stir fry?
I always put a little bit of paprika.
Oh, there you go.
And honey. Put honey in a
a
lot
bit of
of
honey,
things.
yeah.
Put honey in a lot of things, man. Yeah, I do. I like it. Yeah.
No, and look at, as I said, huge, can't wait to get down there. Huge shout out to the lads.
Mm-hmm.
I need to, I'm actually, did I tell you, I'm building a little bit of a room on the back of the patio there.
I knew you were going to do it. I knew it, man. I fucking knew it.
How did you know it?
Because you said last week on the podcast.
Here's a revelation. What I say, I fucking do.
Yeah, well, honest to fuck, lad. You said on the podcast last week you'd love a little area, and I said to myself, that's going to eat away at him. The fact that he said it, he wants it, so he's going to do it.
Yeah.
Well,
so I started. I have actually pictures of it. I was actually going to send them on there before I got distracted, but so that is the bones of it.
Right. Holy shit. Was that wall there?
That wall was there, yeah. The wall was there the last 10 years.
Is it?
Yeah, what I did was I left 2 metal poles sticking up from the foundation back when I built it.
Right.
In the hope that this day would come. So I out with the welder and I welded on.
Oh, the Lord, shit.
Well, now, your reaction there, right?
Be good.
Alan Daly listens to this podcast, right? And your reaction was similar to his when he said, "Who's going to weld this?"
Oh, the
and I
Lord,
said,
yes.
"You're looking at him, baby. You're looking at him."
Oh my God!
And his reaction
God.
was as good as that. He said, "Because you can weld."
Can you?
Yeah, I can
really?
fucking weld. Yeah.
I didn't see any pictures of it. Send me a picture of it there.
Send me something to weld. I weld it.
My God, I like that, man. So, what story? When did you do all this?
During the week.
Did you?
Yeah. Alan Daly did the bulk of the joinery. I burnt all that timber. What I did was I got pre-treated timber and I got out with my blowtorch and I burnt it. So that's or scorched it.
Yeah.
That's also a way of protecting timber, believe it or not.
I know. It brings the oil out of it.
Yeah.
Char. Yeah. That's very, very interesting.
And
what is... Are you putting a...
I'm covering it top and 2 sides.
2 sides with...
a double skin perspex.
I know the double skin perspex, right? But you know the only bastard thing about that is that flat or slightly corrugated.
Yeah.
It's flat. You can't see through it though. It's not fully.
It's there's a.
Or is there one you can get that is?
No, because it has lines in it. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
But yeah, look, I was going to get fully clear on the side, which I can do.
But the fully clear is corrugated, like properly.
Yeah, exactly.
Corrugated.
Yeah, so it's not. Now you can get flat.
Can you?
You can, yeah. UV protected. We used it on churches before to protect stained glass, but it's hugely expensive, man.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. That's some job, man. That's a serious job. I like that.
So I've gone with, because it's cheaper just at the minute. To go with the double skin on the side. I wouldn't put clear on the roof of it anyway.
No. No. Because it'll just turn green.
Well, yeah, you just see all the. Whereas this way, you won't see all the bird droppings and stuff.
Yeah.
But on the side, I probably will go with a clear perspex at some stage when I get the.
Yeah.
You can get them on 6 meter by 2.1 sheets. What's
a sheet of that? 6 meter by 2.1. Yeah.
About 180 quid.
Lord, you'll need a few of them for that.
3 sheets for the top.
Oh, will you? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not too bad. Sorry.
And then the off cut off the top will do some on the side. So, yeah.
I'm doing something more or less identical to that. Alan Daly, if you want an Nixer, look me up, man. I know a lad that'll give you a van and all these sound. No, on the side of the house here, you know, we've the kind of patio off the side of
Yes.
it. I want the exact same as what you've done. Exactly the same.
Yeah.
Wrapped around the back and the side of it. And have like a porch at this, like a porch?
Yeah.
Angle it slightly off the roof, hip it off the roof.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I want that, man. That's savage job, man. I love that. That's deadly.
Yeah, so look, Alan did it. He's a fantastic joiner. He's been with me a long time. Where as the lads that are working with me are their friends as well as work colleagues. So he's done it. Like you met them, as you can see, them pillars. That's made out of 7x2.
7x2. And what's in the middle of them then?
They're actually hollow. Them ones there, they're actually just decorative.
Oh, right, okay.
Them two there.
Them. Okay, yeah.
But yeah, I'll put up a picture of it.
That's deadly.
No, I won't. Afterward, I'll just have to say we're not going to be blowing our own trumpet. But
yeah. That's deadly.
We spent a bit of time designing it and stuff like that. They'd be laughing. They're designing. It was more like we did a bit, and I said, "No, I don't like that. We'll change that." So that's my design technique, which is not great. I'm very frustrated, I'd say, for Alan at times, but.
That's a fine job, man.
So I'm hoping try and get a nice barbecue in there now would be my next job.
Oh, yeah.
And do that I can barbecue all year round.
Yeah, that's the right job. See, that's what I'm saying. That's what we're saying the same here. If you had an area, because there's so many days in this country that you could actually sit out and drink a cup of tea, or you could fire on a barbecue, or you could sit out and read a book, but it could be drizzly a little bit.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's an awful lot of them days. So, yeah.
Yeah. So it's going to be kind of I'm going to try and manufacture a gas fire pit.
Gas fire pit?
Yeah.
Why do you want a gas fire pit?
Well, I need to fire it by something. And if I put a log fire in there, it'll get smoky in there fairly quick.
Oh, yeah, but suppose you wouldn't do one with like a chimney up
Chimney,
no? Look a bit odd, wouldn't
yeah,
it?
look, yeah.
Yeah, I suppose, yeah. Yeah, true. And what, like a out of a tank?
No, like a cylinder. So I could run a little pipe underground, just with a little cylinder point, patio gas. And I was thinking about, you can actually get them, actually take, the rings out of a barbecue, an old barbecue.
Yeah.
You know them?
Yeah.
And then buy your kind of lava rocks and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
And just have it there and flame,
Yeah, that'd be
you
cool.
You can get ethanol ones and stuff like that, I think, anyway. But
yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah.
That would be cool. I was just thinking if you had a cool wood-fired one, right?
Yeah.
And then you could also, do you ever see the Oaks, the racks that you hinge them out, like it serves as two purposes. It's like you have a pillar in the corner.
Oh, yeah.
And you wheel them out and you can put your meats on it and hold that and wheel them back in. And then when you're not using them for cooking, you hold it in and the cast iron holds all the heat.
Very good. Very good.
Cool as fuck in the middle, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Be savage.
I'll have to do something like when I put my barbecue in there. And I know the barbecue is not hugely smoky when it gets going.
Yeah, but still you'd want something.
Yeah. I'm leaving the door open, obviously. But I'll have it somewhere beside that.
Yeah.
But yeah, you'd want probably some sort of ventilative.
You would something. Yeah. Geez, some job, man. Fair play to you. It's all happening.
It's all happening, man.
It is all fucking happening. Come here, we're going to wrap this up now shortly.
Well, before we wrap it up now.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Can we do a little competition?
What's
Can
that?
I drop something on you?
No, you won't drop no competition.
It's not a competition with me and you.
Well, look, that's quite apparent, Brendan.
I'd actually murder you on this one. Sorry.
The first challenge still hasn't got going. Where's the ice patch? I've been doing it 3 days in now.
I'm not going back over it again.
Where are the men in this country?
I am not getting up at 2:00 in the morning to do it. Not a hope.
Sure, this morning, tomorrow morning, Saturday morning, Sunday morning.
When you started, you have to finish it. There's no point.
Exactly.
You know
yeah.
What I mean? Yeah.
Well, if you got to fucking from now till Sunday, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, true. Yeah,
that was
true.
the challenge.
I'm
there now, like a spare prick, doing it on my own.
Well, you are like a spare prick, but you'd be like a spare prick anyway. So
and I would highly advocate it. Now, it might be. Look, I know there's not many fucking many of the real lads left yet, but look, I can do it. If I can do it,
Christ.
at my age, a young lad like you could do
Lad,
it.
I left this house no later than 4:15 anymore this week.
But
And
sure,
I am in my bollocks.
2 minutes.
I don't
2
give
minutes
a
is all it
fuck.
takes.
I
2
don't
minutes is
give
all
a
it takes.
fuck, man.
I'll
I'm not
set
getting
you up
up
for the day.
Not a fucking chance am I getting to it.
So-
3 o'clock in the morning.
Look at
Come
now.
out. And let's just fucking
Take the
face
slice
it.
of toast
Man,
and a
you're-
cup of coffee.
What you're not showing in your fucking pictures is your beautiful fucking hot as fuck jacuzzi 2 inches away from your ice cold bath.
But I haven't got into it once.
Oh, bullshit, man.
No, because I tell you,
Bullshit.
I actually feel this is a true story, right? This is actually true. I was planning on doing this, right?
Yeah.
On Monday, right through, right? I cleaned out on my hot tub on Sunday, right?
Yeah.
I sound like an awful prick here
You
now,
do.
but look, I cleaned it out, right? This was going to be part of the joke. Cleaned it out and filled it up. Had it all fucking. I said, now, tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
Sorry, I did that on Saturday. I said on Tuesday morning when I fucking started because I wasn't planning on doing it Monday. On Tuesday morning, I get up, do it, and I do it right through the week. And at the end of the week, then I out of fucking the cold thing, I hop into the hot tub, and at the end of the week, I'd let you know that that's what I was doing. Do you know what I mean?
I knew you.
Right? But fucking so Tuesday, fucking ice cold, man, it was cold, right?
Yeah.
And I was in there fucking shivering, got out, went to get into the hot tub. It was on some sort of fucking economy mode where I didn't reset the date and the time.
Okay.
So it was on so I cooled right down. And I was there, well, that burst my fucking bubble.
Yeah, good enough, yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
what I found out since was it's not good to go from, you lose the health benefits of doing the ice bath if you hop straight into the jacuzzi.
Oh.
Because, yeah, I think 30 minutes or an hour after, you're still getting the benefits of the dopamine and so on. Anyone who hasn't tried it, lads, I am genuine, on a serious note,
I know.
it is fantastic. I mean, you will be lapping out your skin
Yeah, definitely.
after it. It's horrendous getting into it. You get a little bit of pain, like for about 30 seconds, like your feet.
Actual pain.
And then after that, the last minute and a bit are grand. You could actually stay a little bit longer. I don't think they recommend over 3 minutes, but I'm telling you, like I've been struggling the last couple of weeks, man, energy wise and stuff like that. It has
Super job.
Oh, it is a super job.
Yeah.
Super job.
No, man, I'm not my excuses. I can't. I couldn't do it.
Cold shower.
I could do a cold shower. No,
Should have a nice cold shower then.
you have to do it properly, man. You have to do it.
But you're doing nothing. You might as well do something.
Man, nah, fuck off yourself, man. Not a fuck off. Not a fucking fear of it. I will do it.
I tell you what I'll do, right?
Yeah.
I'll do my week challenge. I'll give you my fucking ice tub, right?
Right.
You do it for a week then.
Right, that's 100%.
Right? You have to video it while you're in it.
I will do it. I will do
I
it.
don't,
But now, if
I don't trust the flake here, McGuire.
man, 110% I will do it without a shot. But if I'm leaving the house at 4 o'clock in the morning to go to work, I ain't doing it that morning. Not a fucking
that's fair. That's
yeah,
fair.
no,
It's
not
just
at all.
about fair now.
But come here, I want to open this competition open to all our guests, all our listeners. It's in November. We will give away a prize of a hoodie to the worst mustache.
Well, sure, you might as well give it to him now, man. Christy Malloy.
Ah, lad, it's shocking. It's terrible.
Chopper fucking Reed.
Chopper Reed, man. It's like, do you know the real old bicycles with the handlebars? That's exactly what it's like.
They're like that. They're the racers.
Yeah, the real
The racers. They're in real nice and narrow.
racers, lad. Without a doubt, yeah.
Oh, Jesus,
it's
lad.
brutal. It's brutal. Fair play to him.
Well, look at if he goes out in public like that, man. You know.
Yeah,
Now,
without a doubt.
I'm just expecting to announce as part of his Movember challenge that he's going to cut off the 2 ears as well.
Anyone who doesn't know who Chopper is,
yeah. Look at the video.
Oh, without a doubt.
Chopper,
What
brilliant
a
movie. Brilliant
very,
movie.
very, very good movie. Brilliant movie.
Yeah.
But I think it'd be a bit of crack, man. I'm sure there's loads of lads. I hope there's loads of lads out there getting behind it. Send us in whoever has the worst mustache.
Are you going to shave yours at the end of November?
You don't have a mustache.
Well, look, man, I wanted to make everyone feel a little bit younger.
Yeah. What advice? No, I'm not going the mustache route. Not at all. Man, I always do it. I'm such a fucking child. Anytime, which I do every couple of months, I get a canary and I shave the fucking beard. But before I shave it, I try out a few styles first. I always do, man. And I always go to Debbie. The last time I had like a Mexican one, and I remember bursting into the room and I went, "Oh, senor!" And Debbie just looked at me, just like, "You fucking grow up, vegan."
And then if you shaved the tash part, you'd be like, what do you call them? There's a religious. They grow the.
Do they? Oh, Hare Krishnas or something, no?
Yeah, one of them, yeah.
Yeah, you could be right, yeah.
There you go.
yeah.
So if anyone wants to see Brendan, what style would you like to see Brendan shave his moustache? There has to be a penalty for missing the first part of the challenge. I think that should be it.
Nah, the fucking hope, man. The challenge is, or the penalty is growing the fucking thing in the first place. Not a hope. But it'd be good old crack. I'd like to see some people sending stuff in as well, you know. I suppose finishing up on that end of it, anyone, of course, suffering with mental health issues at the minute, there's plenty of charity, there's plenty of people turn around to your mates, talk. That's the whole thing. The whole idea of it is we're fuckers, we don't talk. That's a hard part, but we've always said it from the start. The beauty about going out and hunting, if you didn't shoot hunting or fishing or something, that's when the lad start to talk. So if there's a buddy of yours and you're a bit worried about him or you think he's gone a bit quiet, say to him, "Hey, come here, we'll go for another fucking walk."
Proof of the pudding, man. I came in here in wicked bad form, didn't I?
Yeah.
Call a spade a spade.
Yeah,
you know, like, and
100%.
I've done that a couple of times, and you've been similar.
Yeah.
And by the end of the podcast, having the chat and having the crack,
100%.
you know, you go out with light heart. So
Yeah, absolutely.
the proof is in it. You know, you probably fast forward the first 20 minutes of this podcast, and
definitely.
No, all joking aside, it is that is, and we were just saying, guaranteed by tomorrow evening, your week will be flipped on its head. It'll go from being a fucking torturous week to being a top of the hill.
Yeah.
And I think that's the proof is in the pudding.
Yeah,
get out
absolutely. Get out there, exactly. Get out and talk and get behind it and support. There's loads of lads raising a few bob there for November and stuff, so it's a very important month. Get out and talk, and sure, Jesus Christ, you can always turn around and chat to myself yourself. I don't know if we give you any good advice, but sure, we could try anyway.
No, you might pick some better role models, but
exactly. You think you're having a bad, and you talk to us pair of eagles, you go, "Do you know, actually, I'm not too bad."
Them boys are mad.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, that's what it's all about. Give us a shout on, look onto our, if you can. Oh yeah, and another massive thanks. We got a few other subscribers during the week. The difference it makes is unreal. Like,
it's
it really
huge,
is.
lads. It keeps this bit of a wagon on the on the road, and we really appreciate it.
Yeah,
go on to our Instagram if you for people who are, I think I was going to post it. I feel a bit odd about putting up the picture, but people are asking about the link, so I might put up the picture. It's not a begging board. Whoever can, does
exactly.
Grand.
And if you can't, don't.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. Don't be putting yourself under anyone that's under pressure. If you can, obviously we fucking appreciate it. If you can't. And
follow us on all the social media stuff and
exactly.
Like and
that'd be a great help out. If you don't want to subscribe, give us a like, follow, share, tell a friend about us. Give us a rating on Apple and Spotify and so on, and it just makes a massive difference to us.
Makes the job a little bit easier.
And we are going to say we're going a little bit of a toast, even though we've no whiskey here. Last month was our best ever month
by
a fucking country mile. So we appreciate that.
We hammered the previous one. Look, it's been month on month we've been getting, but last month it was just skyrocketed, and I think we're continuing in that vein this month. So thanks to you guys, we're obviously striking a chord with a few people. So
absolutely,
and more people are tuning in. So
absolutely, 100%.
Welcome to all of them.
Welcome, exactly, 100%. We'll wrap it up. Anyone that's heading out, the best of luck. Happy hunting.
Stay safe and stay hunting, horse.
Sinead, lad, 100% over and out. Talk to you soon.